This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome aboard from beautiful Toyota of Hollywood. We'll be out here for a few hours having some fun. 1841 North State Road 7, like we are every Thursday out here. Bill by my side, as always. We got a lot of things, actually. Man, I'm always amazed at how many things there is to talk about today on the show, because I've got all kinds of stuff that we'll get into. Got my gloves, by the way, because that's my thing now.
I'm really pissed that you're not the Ayatollah of rock and roller, the king of the wasteland.
Yes.
You don't have your mask on, man.
If I could actually broadcast with my mask, I would. But, like, why am I going to put on my mask and then I got to take it off to do the show? You know what I mean? That doesn't, make any sense. And the good thing is we're apart from everybody anyway. We're here on our table, and it's like, this place is, it's, 400,000 square feet. Okay.
Everybody's able to keep their cooties to themselves.
Yes. You can maintain your distance with no problem here. So you'll be all right. So we'll be out here for a couple of hours and carrying you as always and entertaining. And by the way, again, thank you so much for the amazing amount of support and the downloads that you guys have given us. It's truly amazing. We just had an incredible month, and there really hasn't been a lot of sports, but the support has been there.
It's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we keep growing on YouTube, so thank you. We get more people watching, more people are subscribing. We turned the corner on 1,900, so let's make that push for 2,000 now. So we're it's like 19 something. I don't know how many we're short, but let's make that push now for 2,000 on it. So it was nice because a few months ago we just started it. We had 50, 75 subscribers.
We were begging to get to 1,000.
Begging to get to 1,000 and help us and all that. And now it's 2, and hopefully we'll continue to grow because we are adding subscribers every single day. And and for those of you that have visited the YouTube site, you have noticed that we have tweaked the YouTube site, and it looks really nice right now. And more,
it breathes. It breathes.
And more is coming. Listen, this is all. I wish we could do everything overnight, but it takes a little while to grow all of this, and then we get a pandemic in the way that doesn't allow a lot of us to grow, because most of us, I saw in Florida 6.6 million for unemployment. That's scary stuff, man. I just saw that. That is not in Florida, but the country, 6.6 million. I saw that, and that is just baffling that would go on. So we got a lot of things. I don't know if you saw this, but did you see the Texas students talking about the morons? And this is the problem with this whole pandemic, right? If you don't do your part, then you are part of spreading it, right? And young people, listen, we're all young and we're not very smart at times, right? So 2 weeks ago, amid the coronavirus pandemic, listen to this, 70 students from the University of Texas at Austin partied in Mexico on spring break. The students, all in their 20s, flew on a chartered plane to Cabo San Lucas. Some returned on separate commercial flights. Okay? They went on a chartered flight and some, no, that's not the disturbing part. Now 44 of them have tested positive for the virus and are self-isolating. More students were monitored and tested on Wednesday, university officials said, after 28 positive tests. They told these morons, don't go. In the middle of the virus outbreak, they still go. They go to another country, and now a ton of them, and then they came back on commercial flights. So guess what they did on those commercial flights? They spread it out. Remember, we've been talking about this, that the experts tell you that when you get it, you're going to spread it automatically to 2.2 people every time. That's why our death numbers doubled in the last 3 days. Because if you've noticed now, the death rate now is starting to climb like crazy. And that's because now we're massively testing. Now everything is catching up. All the people that were hibernating for a while, if you had it, it came out. If you didn't, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of us, we've been kind of hibernating for 2 to 3 weeks now. And if you don't have the symptoms, you might be in the clear. And now, you got to do your part so you don't catch it. These kind of things. Wash your hands all the damn time. But, man, come on, man. You got to stop hanging around in groups. Hang around the same exact people. That's it. It's my family and this idiot. That's it.
I got you.
Exactly. No problem. But that's how it is. That's how it should be. Don't go hang out in groups. Don't go to clubs. Don't go traveling. Don't go whatever. Oh, hey, the flights are really cheap. I think I'll go to Detroit. I think I'll fly to Cabo San Lucas. No, just stay home. It sucks. I get it. Some of you are going stir crazy. I understand that not everybody's a homebody. So, again, I've told you guys this. This doesn't bother me. This doesn't bother me at all. But that's what bothers me, is that you take it lightly and then look at the numbers, man. They're telling you. And all these people ended up with it. I mean, this is what it, and I get it. When you're young, you think you're invincible, but that's just not the case. You got to be a lot smarter. And you see these Texas students, and you're like, okay, you guys are just a bunch of idiots. That's all. You're going to do, and then they came back on the commercial flights. So now a whole bunch of innocent people end up getting the coronavirus too, when they did not want it. I was watching a nurse that tested positive. And she was afraid. Well, no, she tested because she felt like she may have had it. And then she didn't get the results for days, which, by the way, a nurse and a doctor should be getting the results as soon as possible. There should be a priority with those people. They are the lifeblood of our country right now. They are what we need to survive. We need to take care of these people. It's beyond me that our medical workers don't have what they need. It's like sending our military to go do a job and we don't have enough guns and bullets and tanks and what are you talking about, bro? You know what I mean? It's just, if we're going to have, if you're going to have a police officer, let's provide that police officer everything they need. If we're going to have doctors and nurses, let's provide everything they need. If we're going to have a military, we got to provide everything they need so they can do their jobs. And for them to do these public services, we have to give them everything they need. And it should be top notch. Because those people and those medical professionals are literally putting their lives on the line right now. Literally. And then you got these idiots, and that's the problem. The idiots are the ones that are going to bog down our medical system. Okay? It's the rest of us that are normal, and we're trying to do whatever we can to avoid this thing. Wash our hands, keep away from people that we're not normally hanging around with, stick with our families. We're doing all the right things, most of us, right? You leave your house only if you have to get something.
Easy, 80%, 85%.
Yeah, no, most of us.
Easy.
Right, but then there's that percentage that is, they're going out to church with 500 other idiots because some idiot there, some moron pastor doesn't want to believe in the virus. And it's just like, and then all these people that aren't believing it, you know what happens, right? They then see the numbers, then death comes close to their door or at their door, and then that's what wakes them up. And that's what happens. And just like these morons at Texas. And by the way, a chartered flight. So these are rich, privileged kids.
Why wouldn't you go back on the charter flight? What are you doing?
I mean, okay, but where did they get that money? So mama and daddy must have given them all the money. It's
trust fund.
I mean, come on, dude. It's just wow. That's where sometimes old school parents are where you got to go sometimes. You know what I mean?
You're going where?
Old
Really?
school. Whack.
No.
Wake the hell up, kid. Grab them by the ear, drag their asses back to your house. You know that's almost like
You know what this
that's
is?
almost a stage you got to get to with some of these idiots.
Dazed and confused.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
We're not going anywhere. Oh, come on, gentlemen. No, we're not.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's so again, that's where we've got, issues. How about this story now? I don't know if you heard about this one, but a woman ends up dying, a nurse, because her boyfriend killed her because he contracted the coronavirus from her. Yeah. So, this is what's going to happen. These are the things. Trump talked about this, and he was 1,000% right. Now, he wasn't completely right because he wanted to kind of speed up the process, which you can. It's like Fauci says, the virus will dictate what we have to do. We can't dictate it for the virus. And so, but Trump was right about, that this is going to bring on a lot of desperation and suicides and depression, all that. He is 1,000% right. Okay? Whether you like Trump or not, whatever, man, just be fair about things. Call things like you see it. Okay? And this is it right here. Okay? Listen, the doctor is 27 years old. So a nurse allegedly strangled his doctor partner to death because he thought he had caught the coronavirus from her. This is a nurse choking a doctor, which they both should be smart enough about this, right? Okay? And they're going out. Antonio DePace, or DePace, or I don't know how it's pronounced, but I think it's DePace. Maybe. Anyway, 28, called the police and apparently admitted he murdered his girlfriend, Lorena Quintana. The pair had both worked at the hospital in Messina, Sicily. Now, remember, we're in Italy, so the pandemic is no bigger in Italy than anywhere else. They have death everywhere in Italy, okay? So you got to understand that that's what's going on. So more desperation. It's the stuff that Trump was talking about. Police found the 27-year-old newly qualified doctor at her apartment dead. She shared with DePace, who hurt himself and was lying on the floor. Paramedics and hospital staff were able to save his life before, according to The Sun. He allegedly confessed to local prosecutor Mauricio De Lucia, "I killed her because she gave me the coronavirus." Early indications suggest, however, that neither of them had COVID-19 through tests are ongoing. In the days before her tragic death, Lorena had shared a report which highlighted how more than 12,000 doctors had died, which she put unacceptable. She added, "Now more than ever, we need to demonstrate responsibility and love for life. You must show respect for yourself, your family, and country. You must think and remember those that dedicate their lives to looking after our sick. Let's stick together, everyone staying at home. Let's avoid the next one falling sick is a loved one or ourselves." Last month, DePace, meanwhile, congratulated her on qualifying in a post of his own. "To reach our dreams, you have to work hard and determination, and you are proof. I wish you keep chasing your dreams. Always live the life you always imagined. Well done. Congratulations on your brilliant graduation, doctor." He has since been targeted on his page by people from the area, one describing him as a son of bish. So there you go. That's, I mean, and he didn't really get it.
That's such a twisted story, man. You're talking about professionals.
Right, two professionals
Wow.
that should know better. You know what I mean? That even if you contracted it, I know we're all at risk. Okay, but there's a good chance you can also recover. There's a better chance that you can recover. It's just like a terrible luck of the draw if you are suffering from serious things, because a lot of people get to recover from this. But again, it's like a crapshoot. You don't know which one you are. You don't know how your DNA is going to respond to this thing, because apparently it affects everybody differently. We have kids that are dying. An infant just died.
6 months old.
Yeah,
man.
no, of course. And we have teenagers that are dying now of this. So it's not like, young people are, oh no, no, healthy people that are teens and 20s and 30s are also dying. They're a small percentage, but they're also dying. So you really don't know what's going to happen with this. These are the stories that we're going to, and we're going to hear more about this over the next couple of weeks because desperation will set in. Panic will set in. Can you imagine how things are in Italy? I mean, nobody has more death right now than Italy. It's not even close. We're the ones now that are starting to gain that pace, but we're way bigger of a country than Italy. And as long as we have, like the students and the idiots in Tampa that are, going to church, then we'll keep spreading it.
That 900 mark yesterday, man.
Yeah.
And to hit it this early, I honestly, man.
Yeah, you see the numbers now are just
look, within 10 days, 2 weeks straight up, 2,000, 3,000 in a day.
Yeah.
Like seriously, not out of the realm, man.
Yeah.
Like we're going to see 2,000, 3,000 people in a single day.
Go Gators is in the house. George Alice is in the house. Flipside Fishing said, started watching Tiger King last night. Good Lord. Yeah, I know. Tim Suppley, good morning, brothers. Fins up, stay 6 feet away. Amen to that. Good morning, fam. I hope everyone is well. Big O and Bill, glad you guys are well. Stay healthy from Ian in Brooklyn. Saj McKinley, Big O, you and Bill have been a great distraction. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Appreciate you, Saj. King Short says, what's up? NorCal is saying, Bill, stop touching stuff. Go Gators. Common sense ain't common. These idiots played stupid games and got stupid prizes. Yeah. Dennis Akers says, good morning, brothers. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe and love the show. Thank you. Thank you. John Santos, the president of Mexico, doesn't believe in the coronavirus. I know. I saw that. The other is he was in the public shaking hands with hundreds of people. And they will all get the coronavirus. And then they're all going to face their own pandemic in Mexico. And if you see, when you look at New York and China and you see what's going on, and obviously China is a bunch of liars and they've lost thousands more than what they're saying. But in the places that are overpopulated and there's a lot of people, and that's why I say Mexico City, which I do believe the population, I want to say it's like 22 million. Look it up there, population of Mexico City, because it's worse than L.A.
I know it's 2 miles up.
Right.
I know it's 2 miles high.
I know. Forget that. The fact that you have that many people in one area and they're all on top of each other, that's the other thing that I've noticed from this virus, that you have people on top of each other. Forget about it. It's a petri dish, as they all say. But I want to say it's like 22 million or something, if I remember years ago, that number. It might even be more now, since it was a few years ago that I'm talking about. That number was floating in my head. Mark McIntyre says Patrick McEnroe got his results in 24 hours, yet made to wait days for a test appointment. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Let's see. King Short says fins up. Yahweh Bula says, Big O, if Miami selects Tua, does that change your mind on our leadership? No, not at all. No, I get what they're doing. You're going to take the chance on the guy. You have 14 picks. What have I said? If you listen to the show, Yahweh, I don't know how long you've been listening, but I've said that if you want to take Tua, that's fine. Take another quarterback later in the draft. That's all I've said. You got 14 picks. Take a project later on. How much?
Pretty impressive, brother.
How much?
21.5.
There you go. There you go. How about that? So it's and I mean, the traffic is worse there than L.A. And L.A. traffic is bad. Okay. Troy George says Fauci doesn't know what he's doing. He is reacting. They need to be proactive. Chris Martinson on YouTube is always at least 2 weeks ahead of the WHO, CDC, and Fauci. Well, Bill Gates was 5 years ahead of time. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, I posted it yesterday. In 2015, Bill Gates said, we have invested very little to nothing to protect us from a virus. The next time we suffer casualties in the millions, it will not be a world war. It'll be a virus. And he was right. Lewis Jones says, what's up, Big O? Keep the positively coming. Well, Lewis, I just call it like I see it, okay? So, I'm positive about the Dolphins because I like what they're doing. But they control the positivity or negativity. And right now, it's all positive. Mike No Go Zone says, even though they were a one-hit wonder, R.I.P., the singer from Fountains of Wayne, the band that sang Stacy's Mom. Yes, you are correct, sir. The singer passed away from Stacy's mom. Sucks.
Stacy's mom has got it going on.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, the lead singer just passed away. I think he was, I want to say, late 40s, early 50s. Look it up. I think when I read the article, he was a young man. He's not an old man. Big O, the Atlanta Dolphin Club lost a member to COVID-19. Really? Damn, dude. That's terrible. Sorry to hear that. Thoughts and prayers out there. Wow. Trubo says, Fins Nation, how we doing? Movie Talk with Antonio says, wow, now I hear Big O, Miami-Dade moving up curfew 10 p.m. to midnight now. Okay. And Hialeah Bread says, what up, Big O? Longtime fan. Thank you, sir. Yahweh Bulla says, gotcha, Big O, but you said a lot about because his injury history, you wouldn't draft him, don't you? Thanks. No, I wouldn't draft him. I don't draft Tua. I don't draft Herbert. I'm not a fan of either guy. Love Tua, the player. Okay? But the injury guy, I can't trust. I can't trust. But I do understand if they take him at 5, I completely get why they're taking him. Even though I'm going to disagree, I completely understand why they were taking him. Okay? I get it. He has the potential to be a franchise quarterback. And if he stays healthy, you got a franchise quarterback. I don't believe he'll stay healthy. But if you believe he'll stay healthy, well, then you got to take the chance. And that's why I said, and I've said it over and over again, I'll take Anthony Gordon later in the draft. Okay? Jordan Love is out because you got to take him with the second pick in the first round. You're not going to take two quarterbacks at 5 and 18. That doesn't make any sense. So you take Tua, and then you take some linemen to protect Tua, obviously. Take a lot of linemen to protect Tua. And teach him how to get rid of the football, not to hold on to it. Anyway, but I would take an Anthony Gordon from Washington State in that late second, third rounds or something like that. Nate Taylor from Iowa. I'll take the Davidson kid from Princeton, James Morgan from FIU. These kind of cats. I would take some kind of a project guy later on in the third, fourth, fifth rounds. That's probably what I would do. Okay? Now, I don't even know if they'll do that. Maybe they don't want to carry 4 quarterbacks on the roster because it would be Fitz, Rosen, and the 2 young guys. Now, they could because they don't really need the 55 spots. They're not going to be that loaded this year. They can afford to do it, but that's just me. That's what I would do. Okay? I've said that many, 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 many times over on that one. So there we go, Yahweh. Bula. Bula, bula, bula. Moneyman says, what's up, Big O? Andre Williams says he's in. I don't know why he put research event 201. I don't know what that means, Andre Williams. Hialeah Bread says, Big O, what do you do with the 5th pick? Select a player, trade down. I already said it, man. Tristan Wirfs. I would take the offensive lineman. Okay? Big O planning podcast. Do draft watch party for draft. I'm going to do something. I don't know yet. I'm going to plan on something. Okay? Don't know yet. Maybe I can go to a sports bar all to ourselves where it's just us, the manager, or some manager and a cook, obviously, because we're going to need some food while we're there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you think I can pull that off? You think somebody will give me a sports bar just to broadcast from?
I don't think this is outside the realm.
No, right? I mean, it's a possibility. Now, if you check out the latest story, the Saints are going to have their draft at a sports bar. So why don't we do it, Bill? Right? I mean, if the Saints are going to have their war room at a sports bar, I think we could do the same thing. I think we could actually pull that off. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, the Saints are going to hold their draft room at a brewery, which, by the way, the owner of the Saints owns the bar. So I guess they got it all. See, I don't necessarily have, like, my boss, okay, like Jorge Mas is one of my bosses. I don't think he owns a sports bar. I got to ask Jorge. Maybe he does. So it's not like, and then I'm the boss here, so I don't really own a sports bar either. But if there's a sports bar out there that wants to be a sponsor of our draft show, where we just settle in and do the draft show just ourselves there. Nobody else is in the sports bar. Just us, but we're broadcasting from your bar 3 days in a row.
I was just going to say, how many days are we going to do? Because
I'll do all 3 days.
Okay.
No. If we're going to do this, we do it the right way.
All in.
All in. All in. Okay? Now, there'll be lots of breaks. Okay? You cannot expect me to talk
Wait.
hours and hours and hours. Although we could get interviews and stuff.
Hold on.
Stretch things out.
How about this? You crazy? We're able to do remote from YouTube live, right?
Yes.
With our phone.
Yes.
How about if we rent a car and we drive to Vegas and do our draft show from Tommy Rockers like we were supposed to?
You know how many curfews are going to be breaking along the way? We'll be shattering curfews along the way.
We could get there in a day. We could get there in a day. We could get there in a day.
No, dude, a day? But that's
We
like
may
no sleeping and
Yeah,
the
no,
other person.
exactly. Rotate, boom, we're there.
Then the other person's sleeping.
We got to New Orleans in 10 hours, 8 hours. Come on, man. I-10 a little further. Bob, bing. We could be in Vegas within 20-something hours.
Maybe we could. I don't know. We'll see.
Is that crazy?
I don't know.
Is that, you know what the rates for a rent-a-car was going to be?
Problem is Vegas is closed. I got more juice in this town than I do in Vegas, so I gotta pull it off here. Here's where we got to be able to pull it off. Somebody will want to team up with us, and then it's 3 days that their business is going to get pretty good exposure overall. So the Saints, okay, let me finish this. They're going to do their draft war room. Sean Payton on Wednesday told the Rich Eisen show that they're going to conduct it at the Dixie Beer Brewery, which is owned by Gail Benson, and it's and under social distancing guidelines, of course. So I would imagine that they'll have their war room guys, but they'll all have like a separate table. That's probably what it is. Sean Payton will have one table to himself, and then the college director of scouting will have, which is Jeff Ireland, by the way. He'll be there, and then, the different guys will be in the different tables, and they'll be separate,
You know what I'm wondering?
You lost your opportunity of meeting Jeff Ireland. You would have met him in this combine, because I always talk to him at the combine.
The Dixieland Brewery?
Yes.
I'm wondering if that's the old Jackson Brewery that's on the back end of the French Quarter up against the river where
maybe
the New Year's ball drops.
Maybe
there.
we've got a viewer that is watching and lives in that New Orleans area and can tell us something a little bit about it.
I'm wondering because
or maybe somebody that then podcasts this segment later on, today, tomorrow, next week, they can then send us a message on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. They can send it in and guide us through there. Maybe they can tell us a little bit about that. I don't know. I have no idea. But I love the fact that they're holding their draft at a brewery. That's fantastic. Okay?
That is actually really, really cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
because like it's like what I want, like what I told you. They're going to only have a manager there, or assistant manager, whatever, and then a cook. That's it. Because there's got to be somebody there to cook for them.
They got to go get their own plates.
No,
when it gets-
that's what the manager is there for. That manager.
Oh, he's serving.
Yeah. You're not going to pack it with a bunch of people, so you're only going to need 2 people. One to open it, which is the manager, and then just set that up. I mean, that's nothing for them.
One to cook the food.
Yeah, all you're doing is
That's
bring
it.
a couple brewskis, a couple waters, whatever, and some finger food and all that. Those guys aren't eating a ton. They're so focused. They're laser focused. You'll probably feed them before the draft is probably what will happen. And then you'll have something for them right after the draft. And then they'll sit there and eat and, whatever, and BS, that kind of stuff. But I think more teams need to do something like that, is create an area where you can be, but you can be separate, where 4 or 5 guys can be together, but they're still 6 feet like what you and I do. We're on an 8-foot table, but you're on one end of the table and I'm on the other end of the table. We're not high-fiving. We're not doing anything. We're not, that's it. That's the way you got to pull it off. Let's see. Event 201 was a mock simulation of the coronavirus done in October of 2018. Oh, okay. All right. Well, but you got to give me more. I don't know. I mean, I got to look it up, but right now I'm doing a radio show, so I can't do it.
The singer that passed away, it's Adam Schlesinger.
Right.
He was 52 years old.
Yeah. He was young, man. Young. A year younger than me.
Fountains of Wayne is the band.
Yes. Let's see. Troy George says there's a new 4-minute COVID tester approved by FDA. You can test everybody that goes into the bar. Exactly. I'm with you, man. We just got to make that thing common where it's all over the place and we can all get tested. Because really, don't you want to get tested for the hell of it? I don't have any of the symptoms. I feel good. Thank the Lord, But I want to get tested. Just for the hell of it. I just need to know. You know what I mean? I've been at this thing for like 3 weeks now, where I've kind of been limited and all that, and I've been ahead of the curve than most people.
You jumped out the block, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you didn't mess
those of you
around.
that
You
have
went
followed-
home. You got the masks.
Yeah,
I
got masked
play.
3
Yeah.
weeks ago. We loaded up on stuff weeks ago, man. We were loading up on stuff several weeks ago. So we were kind of ahead of the curve a little bit. We didn't have to scramble for toilet paper or water or any of that because we got it before the rush. You know what I mean? So we were good. I got the gloves. I got masks. I took care of all of that stuff early on. But, man, I got to tell you, there's some crazy stuff. Vegas is 36 hours of driving. I've done it more than once, by myself even. Holy crap, Mark. You are crazy, my brother. RB Blanco says, imagine Dolphins trading up to number 1 and select Tua. Oh, that's smoking a joint and then smoking crack. One is smoking like lots of joints thinking that they're going to trade up to 1 because the Bengals aren't letting it go. And then you have now moved up to crack thinking that they're going to take a broken down Tua over Burrow. Yeah, that's where I would definitely jump off the Chris Greer bandwagon. Okay. There's not a lot Chris can do for me to jump off, but right there, trading up to number 1, which means you gave up a ton of picks, and then you draft Tua. Yeah, no, I'm definitely out. Yeah, then I would have to they would have to arrest me. Stu Weinstein would be arresting me because I would be trying to get to Chris Greer to see what the hell's wrong with you. I got it. What the hell is wrong? How can you do that? So, yeah, I'm with you. Sharif West is in the house. Vanilla Face 305 says, Rico's couch, everybody, will have megaphones. Okay. What else do we have here? Drubal says, manager and cook and another to have nice racks. Draft party, Bill's house. Okay. If you're bringing somebody with a nice rack, then we got ourselves a party. Lewis Jones, the Saints organization was the first to complain about moving the draft. Now they're the first to set the stage for the draft. Cool. I like it. Well, they're kind of, they are kind of combative as it is. They love doing that. You know? They're kind of they're the band that likes to be against the curve. All right, let's take a quick break, right?
Wait. Dude, your car looks amazing, man.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. It still needs to be cleaned. It's not really clean, like sparkling.
I've never seen that color on your car, man.
It's a funky color, man. It changes. It's really cool. Anyway, we are out here. If you want to see my funky changing color, my Camry XSE, it's out here. And we're out here at 1841 North State Road 7. You want to come on by and say hi? You can. Keep your distance, of course. We can do that. We'll be out here for a couple of hours. Come on by, see Steve Ostrov. I see Herbie's there, ready to take care of you. They got 90 days, no payments. So if you're going to buy or lease a vehicle, they know these are tough times. They want to work with you, give you 90 days. So come on out here, see all the great folks at 1841 North State Road 7. Eddie, Rick, Gary Thompson, all the great people out here ready to take care of you at Toyota of Hollywood.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SCT, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We are back. We take you, I don't know, about 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that, somewhere around there. We'll wrap it up on the show here at, of course, Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Come on by and say hi. I can say hi. I got the gloves, too. I could actually, if you had a glove on, we could shake hands. Right? I think we could shake hands if we got gloves on. Right? Or we, at least a high five. Maybe that. Keep your distance, kind of like a high five with a distance.
No, in order to do that, you're within the 6-foot
Yeah,
barrier.
that's true.
Okay?
That's
Remember,
true.
you got to have your yardstick. I got to have mine.
That's
and
true. No, that's a good
6
point.
feet.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
High five from afar.
Let me talk a little Dolphins. My man Armando Salguero had an article in the Miami Herald, and he was, in the way he kind of wrote the article, he was talking about how maybe Tua isn't a player that Brian Flores wants on his team, and Armando made an exceptional point on how things have been handled in the offseason. And the only thing I would disagree with him, if you go read the article in the Miami Herald, he talks about how Tua is out there and, bits and pieces are coming out about his meeting with one team or the Dolphins, or, how his health is, or what the progress is, or the videos that he's putting out. That information is trickling out. And that meanwhile, and he's 1,000% right, do you hear about a meeting with Joe Burrow? No. Do you hear about Herbert? No. Do you hear about Love? No. You don't. Nothing leaks out from any of those. In fact, the only thing that leaked out from Joe Burrow was the AJ Green thing. That's it. But outside of that, they're not selling themselves like Tua is, and his camp. And so kind of what Armando was insinuating is this a sign of things to come with Tua? Is he a guy that is going to be constantly leaking things? And here's what I would say to that article, where I would disagree with Armando on a couple of different levels. One, Tua wasn't like that in Alabama. Okay? Under Saban, it wasn't like he was Mr. Hey, I'm Tua, bring attention to me and all this stuff. He wasn't that dude. He wasn't Baker Mayfield at Oklahoma. Right? Baker Mayfield was look at me, look at me, look at me guy. Johnny Manziel was look at me, look at me, look at me guy. Tua's not that. And so where I would disagree with Armando on this is Tua and his people are doing what they have to do at this point. Do you know why? Because he's injured. Because he's been injured over and over and over again. Because the question marks for Tua are much more serious than Herbert. See, Herbert's issue is not a physical thing. It's a mental thing. It's a maturity thing that you're worried about with him. Joe Burrow, it's not a maturity thing. It's not a physical thing. It's a one-year wonder. Okay, wait a minute. He was surrounded by great talent. He had Joe Brady, who called the perfect offense for him. Everything went well. Is this really the guy? Because he looked kind of average the year before, and he was mediocre at Ohio State. So which is the real Joe Burrow? Jordan Love's problem is consistency. Oh, well, wait a minute. Jordan Love was great in 2019 when he had his coaches and his players and all that. But in 2020, his coaches left. He lost a lot of the players, and so he looked terrible and made all kinds of mistakes. So was it that, or was it that he wasn't disciplined enough in a situation with less talent to be disciplined and take care of the football? Well, which one is it? I don't know, but it's not physical. It's not that he's breaking down. It's none of that. In fact, Jordan Love is healthy as hell, and he's an athletic freak actually. That's why he's in this conversation. Because athletically, he's probably the most talented quarterback in the draft. So the Tua has to sell himself. I don't blame him because he's doing things that they need to do in order to get it out there and get people to talk about him. And look, he's doing his interviews. He said it yesterday. I saw the interview he did on ESPN, which he said absolutely nothing. It was completely fluff. But he has said that, he is talking with teams. He's having their, the video, whatever, those Skype interviews and all that stuff. And I don't know if it's true or not, but he actually said that the media side has asked him more about the injury than the teams. And maybe that's true because a GM is not really going to know anything about it until the doctor looks at it. And the doctor needs to make the interpretation and then give it to the general manager and the head coach in layman's terms. So that's probably why coaches, a head coach right now or a quarterback's coach or an offensive coordinator that's talking to Tua isn't really going to be so much into the injury because they're not educated enough anyways. And all they're going to hear from the kid is that I feel great and all that. And he's telling that his people are telling, no, we're going to be ready to start in week 1, which is complete BS. No team is going to put Tua out there in week 1. The guy's not even a year removed from a hip injury. You think that guy's going to be ready to take a hit in September? If there's a football season starting in September? Hell no, dude. You'd be a moron to put Tua out there in week 1 and to take injuries, to take hits, especially an injury-prone guy like that. So that's where I differ with Armando in his article. I agree with him that Tua is doing stuff that probably Flores wouldn't like, but that's not his track record. I think that's his agents doing that now because there's a sell job that they have to do now that the other guys don't have to sell. The other guys, it's all football. For Tua, it's not football. It's all health. And that's a huge difference. We're not talking about Joe Burrow's shoulder or his knee or his hip. We're not talking about Jordan Love's, ACL or Liz Frank injury. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Justin Herbert's concussion history. None of those guys have that. Just in case, if anybody, you just joined in the conversation, I'm not saying any of those guys, they're all healthy. So that's not an issue. But with Tua, that's the only issue. And it's an enormous one. Because if he's not healthy, he definitely will never even be what he was. And if you want to even get what he was, well, then you need him to be healthy and you need him to stay healthy. Can he even do that? That's the one thing that Tua has proven to everybody, right? If there's one thing, no, there's a couple things. One, he's deadly accurate, so that's good. But the other one is he's a sack of injuries. You can count on that. Classy kid, can pass the hell out of the ball, but he's also going to break down all the damn time. That's money in the bank. As consistent as he is throwing the ball, that's how injury-prone he is. As great a guy as he is, that's how injury-prone he is. All those are consistent. So that's where I would disagree with Armando on that one and say Tua's got to sell himself. He's got no choice. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. Dean G says, does anybody like Justin Herbert? I cannot find any Dolphins fans that do. Yeah, he's kind of scary. You know what you need? Dean G, you need to go to our podcast, okay, and go to, I don't know, it was maybe like 2 months ago, we did an interview with an Oregon beat writer. You need to listen to that interview. When you listen to that interview, we should probably retweet that interview because that's one of those interviews that, wow, okay? Sharif says, Big O perspective. We do not have a Tim Bowens type, and maybe in the 5th round we can get Latui 330 6'3 DT. We did not have the need to address it. Brown DT will not be there at 18 if we get a QB. Well, that's if they get a QB. Yeah. Drewbo says, I don't want Herbert. Armed Ape says, I like Herbert. Bromar Smelly, trade everything for Burrow. Let's see, what else do we have here on it? George Arthur says, aloha, Big O. Good morning, everybody. Aloha, George. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Alex Diaz says, Jordan Love could be the next Pat Mahomes. He could be. Then again, he could be just another bust. That's really athletic. You just never know, my man. That's the thing. That is the problem. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. So, you know, we watched the Tiger King thing, and some of you out there also watched Tiger King. Bill, can we pull up the OJ sound bites? So OJ yesterday got on Twitter and commented on Carol, okay? And anybody that's watched Tiger King, you're kind of pretty much convinced that Carol killed her husband. I mean, really, you've got to be so naive not to think that Carol didn't kill her husband.
Thank you for spoiling that for me. I appreciate it.
You know, what can I tell you?
And the rest of us that haven't seen it, they're reiterating exactly what I'm saying right now. Thank you.
What can I tell you?
Spoiler.
So, listen, you got plenty of time. All you do is got time on your hands at home. If you haven't watched Tiger King by now, I can't. So, anyway, I had to say this anyway, Bill, because the soundbite says it. So it doesn't really matter whether it's me or the killer ruining it. It doesn't really matter.
Killer talking about a killer.
Exactly. And who better to talk about killers than a killer?
Well, he's got firsthand knowledge.
So OJ watched Tiger King, and he wanted to share his opinion on Tiger King.
Well, yours truly. I just got back from the golf course where I actually played pretty well. Now it's back at home, back to the couch, and back to television. Listen. I've had so many people on my case asking me to watch some show called Tiger King. Well, yesterday I watched this show, and oh my God, is America in this bad a shape? I watched about 6 episodes of this show, and I couldn't even believe what I was looking at. White people! What's with you and wild animals? Leave them animals alone. The show is crazy, but it's so crazy you kind of keep watching. One thing I will say, there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that that lady's husband is Tiger Sashimi right now. I'm just saying. Take care, and I hope you find something better to watch.
So, you got to love how the guy that got away with double murder, allegedly.
Do you know how disturbing?
I know, it's like... OJ, dude, you're the original Tiger King. I mean, give me a break, brother. Blood on the Bronco.
There is no doubt in my mind that that lady killed. There's no doubt in our mind that you killed Nicole.
Blood in the glove, blood everywhere. Come on, OJ. Give me a break. And so OJ, well, but now listen, he is an expert on killing people and getting away with it. So he is better qualified than you and I to actually talk about this. You know what I mean? Because it's you and I really haven't killed somebody and gotten away with it. Usually if we kill somebody, we're probably going to go to jail because we're really bad at it. In OJ's case, our prosecutors were actually really bad at it. But that's a whole different other story. But anyway, my man is – and now, we are talking about the guy that wrote a book that said, if I did it. We are talking about a guy that basically got mad one night and killed his ex-wife and boyfriend. and got away with it. So why would we be surprised or shocked that he would come out and actually comment on this? He knows there is no double jeopardy. It's not like they can ever try him again for this. And the fact that he has no shame whatsoever. Okay? Now, it's your fault and my fault, right? Because
you would think that he would steer.
We glorify his sound bites. Okay? We glorify what he says. Some of you out there, you see him out on the street and you want to take a picture with this loser. Okay, when I was at QAM, we had a golf tournament. I don't know, 20 years ago. I want to say it was like, whatever it was when, it might have been it's over 20 years ago now. Man, time flies. And we had a golf tournament, and we actually, one of our promotions people invited OJ, fresh out of jail. Like he was maybe like a couple months removed from jail. The trial, everything was over. So it was about a little over 20 years ago. And obviously that was headline news all over the place. But at the same time, there are people that gravitate to these losers. And then you want to take a picture with OJ because you find it cute that you're taking a picture with OJ, who's a double murderer. And remember, we are talking about a society, actually a world, because I'm sure this is not the only country, but we have women that are pen palling murderers in jail to be their wives and all that. You know what I mean? So this is the problem, that we glorify these losers. You know, I could play his sound bites all the time, but I don't want to. Because I don't want to glorify anything that loser does. But when he did this, it's like, all right, I got to talk about this one. Because it's the gall that you got away with murder, double murder, and you're laughing at everybody's face, including the Goldmans and the Browns. And then you're also going to talk about another person that you assume they killed, their loved one. Or so-called loved one. And look, don't get me wrong. Carol Baskin, to me, in my eyes, if you watch the show, she looks as guilty as it gets. And you almost wonder when. And look at the guy she's with now. Another heel that she can step all over, and probably get rid of whenever the hell she wants. It's a popular show because of the dysfunction. It's not a popular show because it's a really good show. No, it's just really good dysfunction. Real dysfunction. Not the kind that you watch on Shameless that is written in. It's dysfunction that's all screwed up, but it's written that way. They're literally acting like that. These people are that. That's the difference. That's the whole thing. These are real screwed up individuals at every level. I mean, there's not one of them there that isn't guilty of something, bro.
What I was trying to say, the fact that he would even delve into that subject, how close it is to him personally, having killed Nicole. It's like, you would think you would steer clear. You know what I mean? You don't go anywhere near the talk of murder. And
right.
The way he's sitting there talking and just laughing, and you guys are crazy, and talking about, animals. Yeah, how about you in gloves and, you jumping in your Bronco? I can remember we were watching the NBA Finals. Remember? We're watching the finals. And there's that little screen at the bottom of him in the Bronco, right? Driving down the highway as we're watching the NBA Finals.
Yeah, 96 Finals with the Rockets.
Knicks? Was Rocket Knicks or Rockets Magic?
No, Rockets. I don't remember now, man. I don't even remember.
Magic.
It might have been Magic.
Oh, yeah, because they did get there and they got beat. It's got to be the Magic.
It might be. You might be right. So, I mean, it just, for the guy to just, I mean, it takes a murder to talk about a murder. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but you got to love how OJ's the one that's got the balls to just comment on that. All right, let's wrap up this half hour here. It is noon. Hey, Tas Melis, we talked about him yesterday. He's got that podcast, No Dunk Inc. He was from the Starters, and we told you the story about how he posted that he had this program signed by Vince Carter that he bought for $125, and then Vince Carter then retweeted back to him and said, hey, I hate to break the news, but that's Alvin Williams' signature, not mine. And so he got duped into that, and he paid $125. He's a huge Raptors fan, but he's also a media member. And so we're going to have Tas on at 2 o'clock to talk about that funny incident. Plus, we'll talk a little NBA. We'll get his thoughts on the NBA possibly trying to sequester the entire league, and they can play against each other in a couple of cities. Hey, don't forget to give us a thumbs up while you're watching. Subscribe to the program as always. Share. Get a little hook there. It says share. Grab it. Grab the link. Share it with somebody. Send it to them on text. Post it on Facebook, on Twitter. Post it on Instagram, Reddit. Share the show, folks, so they know they can come here every day and hang out with us. All right, let's take a quick break. We got Bill driving the program. We are at Toyota of Hollywood. Back with more right here on The Big O Show.
Hello, this is Bill.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welcome back.
This is the Big O Show.
Coming to you live, baby, from beautiful Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. You got that money pit car right now. You got some time on your hands, right? And you're kind of tired. Maybe that lease is about to expire. Come on out here, man, to Toyota of Hollywood. Come see the guys. Herbie's out here ready to take care of you. So come on out. And, of course, Steve Ostrov and everybody out here at 1841 North State Road 7. And remember, they've got 90 days, no payments. So if you buy or lease a vehicle, you got 90 days till you make your first payment so they can help you out during this tough time. Appreciate all of you hanging in there. Tass Mellis will join us from No Dunk Inc. at 2 o'clock. So we'll have some fun with him. That'll be 2 hours from now when we have. Before that, you and I have a lot of things that that we want to talk about here on the show. Of course, you can chime in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. And that's like a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter, which we always love your interaction here. Let me see what we got on the accidentlawfirm.com text line here. Let me see, because I know we got a couple of texts coming in, and I'll get to them in a second here, because obviously I got to pull it up. So we've got.
No ohos.
No, right now there are no ohos. No. We got a lot of people on the watching on the chat board, but no hoes, which is good. We got bombarded by the hoes yesterday. Can I talk about something that I'm super impressed with? Okay, a guy that you want on your football team. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that, not just because of the talent. Okay, because you watch the Antonio Browns of the world, it takes a little bit more than talent. You could have talent and you could be a complete screw-up. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, look at Jameis Winston. He's out there. There aren't 10 quarterbacks with more talent than him in the NFL, and he's got no job. Why? Because he's a knucklehead on the field throwing too many interceptions, so people are afraid of giving that guy a chance, right? Well, let me tell you something. One thing that's impressed me, like I knew Chris Godwin was a really good player. Okay, I knew that because I've watched him the last couple of years with the Tampa Bay Bucks. But they signed Tom Brady, okay? And the kid immediately says, hey, man, that's the GOAT. I'm going to give him my number because I know he's 12. I got no problem wearing 14. So he's switching to 14. He doesn't want any money. And all of you out there, you know, I'm not breaking any news. I'm not giving you any insight here. You're all smart enough to know. You've seen it over the years. A guy comes in that wants the number, and even if he's a more prominent player, more experienced, whatever, the other guy, he could be the 50th guy on the roster, but that's his number. He'll sell it normally. And then they've got to make a deal behind the scenes. I don't know how many thousands, but there's been lots of money exchanged over the years for numbers, okay? Guaranteed that's what normally happens. So here's Chris Godwin. He sees the GOAT comes in, signs a contract, and now he says, hey, man, you know, the GOAT, that's his number. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sell it. No, man, here's the number. And you know what? Knowing Tom Brady, he'll probably do something for Chris Godwin at one point or another to repay him for the classiness. And it's not about throwing him 100 balls in a season. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm sure he'll do something in the end because that's how you do things. It's called karma. You give good karma, you will get good karma in return. But there's a couple of examples that I watched this guy. I'm not sure if you caught the sound bites of Chris Godwin a couple days ago. I didn't download him because I just thought it was a guy defending a friend, and I thought that was really cool on his part. But I don't know if you saw his explanation of the Jameis Winston interceptions, but he was the guy that said, hey, man, I get it. Jameis has made mistakes on the field and all of that, but we made some of those mistakes. Some of those interceptions were our fault, not his. So, you know, when people are blaming Jameis, you know, you got to give us some of the blame too. We made mistakes out there, and we cost Jameis some of those turnovers. And I'm sitting there, and on the Jameis side, it does nothing for me. Okay, Jameis has to learn to not turn over the ball. That's been his problem no matter what, with or without Chris Godwin. But on the flip side, Again, another example why I like Chris Godwin. Because now I see these multiple examples in the last couple weeks here, week actually, with him, right? How he carried. Like the gummies, the chocolates, the jelly beans, the ice cream. They've got the CBD topicals, Salve for Godwin. That it's easy to pull for a guy like Godwin, easy to pull for a guy like Ed Ogeron, and you don't want to see that kind of adversity, take over. So there you go. We all right? We good? We good in the hood, as they say?
It would appear that we are back.
All right, we're back. Okay, good. So we're back and rocking and rolling. So we appreciate all of you out there for sticking with us here, and hopefully you.
It was nothing that we did. It was strictly
the internet. Yeah, the internet. That's kind of where, when you're on YouTube, these are the things that you're at the disposal of the internet. So if the internet happens to have some kind of a glitch and goes down, then that's.
We are. It's totally confirmed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like it. All right, we're back. So we're good. And again, if you want to get in at 786-322-1105, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. I'll tell you what I am looking forward to, and that's next Wednesday. Okay, you know that today, 3 weeks from now, we're going to be talking draft. Because 3 weeks from tonight is the draft. So that's really good that we're not even a month away anymore. Now we're 3 weeks away from the first day of the draft.
I'm a happy sad right now, man, because I'm thinking we're supposed to be getting ready to go to San Francisco.
Yeah,
Pearl Jam.
Yeah. So we've got that going on, right? And you know that if UFC 249 takes off, and we got news on that we'll eventually get to, that'll be the 18th. And you know that we've got the Michael Jordan thing coming on. Well, we kind of have another.
You said that's the 19th, the next day, right?
Yeah, the next day is the 19th. It starts, and then you've got the draft after that on the 23rd. So we've got a couple of sporting events coming up. In a way, they're not really. Well, the UFC one is competition. The other ones, well, it's competition in the draft too, but it's a different kind of competition. But we're gonna have a nice little sports moment in a way, and some stuff to talk about next Wednesday. And I think it might be memorable why Howard Stern is going to interview Tom Brady. How about that? That is going to be awesome. Look, whether you're a Brady fan or not, the bottom line is Stern interviewing anybody is dangerous for that person because something will come out. You can't sit there in a Howard Stern interview and just be PC. He's not going to allow it. He's going to dig, and he's going to find stuff out. You know, I was reading this article, and you know, it reminds you of it. It goes, let's not forget Stern is the guy who got Lady Gaga to admit she had a cocaine addiction. Jay-Z to admit he was angry because his father left him, and Kevin Hart to discuss the size of his member. So, question is, what's he going to ask Brady? Right? I mean, I'm sure there'll be Giselle questions. You know there's going to be all kinds of Belichick questions. Will he go to the Deflategate? Will he go to Spygate? You know what I mean? Because you can't – it's not like Brady's reps. Like Don Yee is not calling Howard Stern and his reps and saying, well, he can't ask this. And when you accept that interview, you're accepting the interview, period. You're not going to put a limitation on Howard. And if you ask him to not ask something, they might screw with you and say, oh, yeah, no, we won't. And then when you're there, they'll put you right on the spot and ask it just because you said not to. And so I don't even think that they'll be dumb enough to actually tell Howard Stern what not to ask. So that's what would you ask? What would you want to get into with Tom Brady if you were doing the interview? Right?
So, Tom, tell us about that playoff game when the footballs mysteriously disappear and go into the bathroom.
Right. Exactly. That's right. Spygate or Deflategate, or I would imagine some of it is going to come up.
That Super Bowl when you get this wonderful information about the other team's practice. Tell us, what exactly was in that report?
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am looking forward to that interview right there. I got to see what Stern asks him and what kind of a position he puts him in, all of that. That's going to be a lot of fun on Wednesday.
Got to say, man, Tom really has not been this guy.
Well,
he's getting out there.
Because he got away from Belichick. It's like the kid that goes to college, and now he lives alone. So now he gets to, wake up in the morning and smoke weed if he wants to. If he wants to, have a beer at 1 o'clock in the morning, he can do it. He can stay out late at night. She can stay out late at night. They don't have to answer to their parents.
Buck, ass, wild.
Exactly. That's it. It's mom and dad left for a vacation, and they left you the house, and you're holding a party. You know what I mean?
Oh, these are like the Disney girls that turned 16 and bada bing.
There you go. Exactly. That's it. That's what Tom Brady now, you watch him doing all this stuff, it's because he's out of the Belichick shadow. He's out of the Belichick culture. He's out of the Patriot way. So now he would never do Howard Stern while he's with the Patriots. You know, he's not going to do a lot of the social media stuff that he's done without the Patriots. Or with the Patriots, that is. But now without the Patriots, Brady's like that college kid, dude, that's got all the freedom in the world. It's like the husband that was given a hall pass by the wife. And you're just going buck wild. You're in Vegas, and you're going to the strip clubs, and then you're going to the bunny ranch, and you're arriving home 4 days later, disheveled and full of alcohol in your system, and you say, yeah, honey, I had a good time. That's basically what it is. That's what Brady's doing. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. Let's see what we got on the chat board here. RC in the 305 says, bro, why is Greer all of a sudden going to be able to pick quality OL when this far he's struck out? Tunsil fell in his lap, by the way. RC in the 305, bro. You know, you're on a lot here, so I'm going to take it easy on you, okay? Let me ask you something.
You do have gloves on. You don't have to.
Let me ask. Yeah, you know what, RC? The gloves are off. No. Let me ask you something, RC in the 305. When Dave Wanstead had the opportunity to pick Anquan Bolden and went Eddie Moore, it fell in his lap. Why didn't he do it, bro? I mean, if you're going to bring up that stupid-ass statement that Tunsil fell in his lap. So let me ask you, RC in the 305, when you had Drew Brees and Jamar Fletcher, I mean, Drew Brees fell in your lap, but why didn't you make the pick? You do have to make the pick, don't you? Right? RC in the 305, the player is falling in the draft. And one team after another passes up Aaron Rodgers, and then Green Bay picks him. So there were a bunch of teams in front that passed up on Aaron Rodgers. But what? So Green Bay gets no credit because it fell in their lap? Or do they get credit because they made the pick? Oh, I'm sorry. So Shula gets no credit because Marino fell in their lap. There's no falling in the lap, RC, in the 305, my brother. Okay? That's a stupid-ass statement. It's you either make the pick or you don't. And I've watched it over and over and over again that you either make the pick or you don't. It's there. The player's there. There's no, it fell to your lap. Okay? He picked Minka. That was a good pick. He picked Charles Harris. That was a bad pick. He picked Christian Wilkins. That was a good pick. He picked Xavier Howard. That was a hell of a pick. Some picks are good. Some picks are bad. They don't fall in your lap, my brother. Your pick comes up. You got to make a decision. You don't know at that moment if Laramie Tunsil's got a drug problem. That's why he fell to number 13, because he was a top 3, top 4 pick. So all of a sudden, you know, Marino had a cocaine rumor. I don't know if you know that. I don't even know if you're old enough, RC, in the 305. Okay? I don't even know if you were sperm by that time in those days. But I'm old enough, so I've lived all of this stuff, and I've watched it all develop. So when people make stupid-ass statements like that, oh, it fell in your lap. No, there's no falling in the lap, dude. Okay? Because if it was falling in the lap, we would have watched Anquan Bolden have a Hall of Fame career in a Dolphins uniform. And Drew Brees, too. And they fell in your lap. You make the pick or you don't make the pick. So you give the man the credit for making the pick. RC in the 305. Just like give him credit for finding Preston Williams out of nothing. And give him credit for bamboozling Devontae Parker's agent by signing a 2-year deal and then locking him into a very cap-friendly deal now for the next 4 years. If he is that guy, they got themselves a bargain. Credit him for that. Let's do that. Don't go out of your way to actually point something out that has no substance whatsoever. Oh, Tunsil fell on their laps, by the way. Yeah, and so did 2 first-rounders a second and getting rid of $8 million in salary. No, that must have fallen in his lap too, because that wasn't a great decision. Come on, man. I mean, look, some of you out there, you want to pick on the guy just to pick on the guy. That's fine. You want to look stupid, go ahead. But if you're going to say something that has substance. Don't say something that has no substance and all you're doing is pulling it out of your ass. And that's what it sounds like. RC in the 305. 78, and that was me taking it easy on you. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. John says, Big O, take 2 at 5 or Herbert or Jordan Love. I'm not taking all of them. Dropping all of them at 5. I'm taking Tristan Wirfs. Okay? So, I mean, it's just things that sometimes people say and you don't think. You know what I mean? You just pull something, and you think it's a smart thing that you said and it's really stupid. Incredibly stupid.
We get at least one a week, and we got to Thursday. We hadn't had one of these.
We had an earlier one on, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. We had one.
Was it?
Yeah, we had one of those. Yeah. Usually we get somebody to say something really stupid like that.
I thought it was last week. I thought we almost went a whole week without.
No, that's just.
Can't do it.
It fell in your lap. I mean, that's just ridiculous, dude. Like you know why that kind of statement is so stupid? Because I'm the guy sitting there on draft day, and there's Anquan Boldin, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, take Anquan Boldin, and I see Eddie Moore, and it's like, are you kidding me, bro? You're taking Eddie Moore. We're watching Drew Brees, and they took Jamar Fletcher. You know what I mean? It's like, are you kidding me? Wow. Think about that. Think about that the Dolphins passed up on 2 Hall of Famers with those picks. That, by the way, RC in the 305 fell in their laps. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more live from Toyota of Hollywood right here on The Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. Up around 2019 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we back.
This is the
RC in the 305 says, bro, you're being way too defensive here. Is Dave still here? Are the other guys still here? No, they got fired or resigned because they suck. So Greer has sucked so far as a scout, etc. Again, RC in the 305, I get it, bro. You're just one of those guys. You just say stupid things and whatever, bro. I got you already. I got you, bro. I got you nailed. I know what it is. I know where you're coming from, bro. You're all good. Ray says, with all due respect, RC in the 305, Judge Greer on the last two drafts before that he was not making the – well, but you know what, Ray? RC in the 305 is part of that group that thinks that Greer did everything the last 15 years, that he was pulling the strings for all the GMs that were actually making the decisions. You know what I mean? What the people like RC in the 305 are is they're not patient enough to sit back and actually look at the difference. Like, since Greer took over, he has done everything that no one else has done for 15 years. Everything that he does
from under cap.
It doesn't
crippling.
resemble anything from the last 15 years. Nothing.
All that money, bro.
Nothing.
All that money in 1 year.
Nothing. They don't give away picks. They don't give away money. They don't sign old farts anymore. They're not making terrible trades. They're not mortgaging the future anymore. All of that. But if you're dead set on thinking that guy was running the show, then go ahead and entertain all the stupidity you want. Those people you'll never change. Now, once Greer does something well and then they start, then they'll be like, oh, well, he sucked before. He's just good now. That's what they'll do. They'll try to justify that they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? But they'll try to spin it this. You know what they'll say? I got you. It's Reggie McKenzie and Marvin Allen. Lucky that Greer brought them in, because if it was just him, they would have been just like they were in the past. That's what the guys like RC and the 305 will do. Okay? They don't look at what he's done in 1 year that is better than everything that's gone on the last 20. Smarter, makes all the sense in the world. Whatever, bro. But that's I've already run into many people like that, and they will not change their minds. They're convinced that he was running the show the last 15 years. They're convinced. They think all the bad picks were all on him, that he was like pulling the strings. Let's see. Gordon Smith says, because they all have final say, not just Greer. What else? King Short says, front office finally on the right track. # patience. So there you go. If you want to get in, you can chime in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is 786-322-1105. But I've learned that already now, that the Greer haters they're convinced already that the guy did all the screw-ups, and forget it. There's no way that he'll ever be good, and if he does anything good, they'll give somebody else the credit. Manning should be eating strawberries the entire time, right in Brady's face, embellishing on the deliciousness of the strawberries. Oh, these are so good. I get you. You want so during the golf tournament, make him suffer because he doesn't eat sugar and things like that. He'll probably turn around and eat some kale in your face and say, "This is the best," and I won't look like you, Peyton. You know, something like
avocado ice cream.
And I have more titles because of avocado ice cream. You know, that kind of stuff. If you watch Wimbledon to see Venus Williams' butt, you need to eat 3 steaks before you hit that. That's what somebody says here. Okay. All right. Let's see. You used to say you keep swinging at QBs until you hit. Now you're in a position to get an elite guy, and you're overblowing the injuries. Why am I overblowing the injuries? It's 2 years, and the guy has 4 operations already. I don't see where that's over anything. Guy has major injuries. Morrissey, not Morrissey. Okay, Morrissey. All right. I got some of these are from yesterday, I guess. Big O podcast coming in strong in the Dominican Republic. Dave Grohl, American James. I got you. All right. So they're listening to us and watching in the Dominican, which we love that. We get them from all over the world, which is a beautiful thing. That's the one thing, and I appreciate all of you out there listening to us all over the place. Anyway, let's see. Steve D'Onofrio says, imagine using RC's logic with Belichick. Oh, Lordy, what else? People just block RC in the 305. No, man, there's no block. There's no block just because the man's lost and can't figure it out. Eventually, he'll figure it out. Eventually, as the Dolphins get better and better and they load up the team, then all the Greer haters will have to fall by the wayside, and they won't be able to say anything anymore. The rest of us will be laughing and we'll be enjoying the Dolphins' success. That's all. Pretty simple. It's not that difficult. Now, there is something ugly brewing, although I don't think that eventually this will turn into anything. I got to be honest. But I did see this yesterday, and I felt that it was, I would say, disturbing. Okay? I would put it in the disturbing category, and that's Lamar Jackson working out with Hollywood Brown and his relative named Antonio Brown. I saw that and it was like, and remember we talked about it, I think it was last week, where Antonio kind of threw out there that he wants to play with the Ravens now. Because you know how it is. Once Antonio finds out that the team doesn't want him, he then creates another narrative and creates another team that would be perfect for him. And so the Ravens, and I would tell you this, the old Ravens back in the day with Ray Lewis and Suggs and Ed Reed and those guys in the locker room, Haloti Ngata, all that, that locker room there, they could take in Antonio Brown and keep him somewhat straight. Because, I mean, Ray Lewis is just going to walk over and smack him silly. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of that locker room there. Your ass is going to get jacked. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I could go with that locker room. But that Ravens locker room isn't like that anymore. They don't have those kind of personalities that kind of police that locker room. And I know that they have the culture that they've built over the years, but I don't believe they have the policemen that they used to have policing the locker room. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I would say this is a little different. And that's where I would not want Antonio Brown anywhere near Lamar Jackson or Hollywood Brown. I wouldn't want him anywhere on that team at all. I don't believe the Ravens will sign him. Okay? It's not like they're a pass-happy offense anyways. And that's why you may have trouble at times with Antonio Brown. You're not going to throw him 10 balls a game. Not in that offense. And and by the way, they have 700 tight ends. They throw a lot to the tight end, more than anything else. They throw to the tight ends a ton. If you're a receiver on that team, you got to kind of wait and pick and choose because it's not like he's throwing a ton to the receivers. You'll get more. There's more running, and there's more probably tosses to the running back and the tight ends. Those are high percentage passes. Remember, we're not talking about an incredibly accurate quarterback. So you can't become pass happy with Lamar Jackson because that's not who he is. You got to run the offense that you were running last year because that's how you're going to be successful. Whether you can win a championship that way, that's a whole different ballgame. And push comes to shove, the running game is going to be shut down. You're going to have to make plays with your arm, and that's where he ran into trouble last year. So we'll see. But to me, that guy is – I don't know if there's a team right now that should take him at all. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are used to dysfunction, so maybe that would be the place that they sign all kinds of clowns. But, man, your Cowboys team right now, I don't even know if Mike McCarthy would want to deal with that guy. Not that would matter because that would be a Jerry Jones call and a Stephen Jones call, but they've got a couple of nice receivers there right now. Tight end is the one that they really needed to improve this offseason. I don't know. I don't know where is the right place for that guy. And I don't think that this is the Ravens team that he should be joining. It's kind of young, and I wouldn't want his type of personality influencing anything in that locker room. So when I saw that, it's great for Lamar to have an extra receiver to throw to and all that, and it's good for Antonio Brown because he gets to work out a little bit and all that. Although I did notice that they weren't practicing social distancing. Did you notice that? When they're all hugging each other, taking pictures. And last time I checked, they haven't been hanging around each other. So somebody had to travel somewhere to get there. I would think that that's Antonio Brown, but that's just me. Kind of weird. And then you don't know who Antonio Brown's hanging out with. If you're Lamar Jackson, I'm just saying. You're all sweaty. You guys are working out. It's kind of weird. Like I hang around this guy all day. Every day I hang around. But he only hangs around with his family at home, and I hang around with my family at home, and that's it. We're either at home or we do this twice a week, that we're doing this today and Acura tomorrow, and then that's it. We're back home again. And we're not socializing with anybody. You know what I mean? So that's where this is a little bit of a different story. And so I saw that yesterday, and I didn't see social distancing in the process. I saw a lot of hugs, and I'm like, whoa, that's not a smart thing right now. I'm wondering if John Harbaugh was thinking about that. I wonder if Lamar's agent was thinking about that. If Hollywood Brown's agent was thinking about that. The Antonio Brown side, nobody cares. But, Antonio Brown is – does that guy look like he's responsible about anything in life? No. That's probably why I wouldn't want to hang around with him. Because you don't know where that guy's been. But what are you going to do? All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. Let's see. What else do we have here? Are you privy to internal communications on the Dolphins draft? Yes, Armed Ape. I am always in the draft room. In fact, I make the draft room board and the depth chart and everything. That's why we've sucked for 20 years. 786-322-1105. Let's see, what else do we have here on the text line? I think we've got, T-Bone, Aldon Smith got signed by the Cowboys. Yes. I saw that story, Aldon Smith getting signed by the Cowboys. And if you want dysfunction, Jay Glazer breaks it that it's a one-year deal with a one-year deal at $2 million. And I think it's got an option, if I'm correct. Let me see. No, not an option. It's got incentives. That's what it is, that it can be up to $4 million. And I saw that, and I kind of had to, take a double take. But I'm not necessarily surprised because we are talking about the Cowboys. And while Stephen Jones has done a really good job with their personnel department, I mean, listen, the Cowboys are one of the 5 best teams drafting the last few years. Very few teams are better than the Cowboys drafting. So Stephen Jones has had a really, really big impact. This is a Jerry Jones move. Look, we all know Aldon Smith can play. Right now, maybe he's lost a little bit because it's been a few years now. Maybe he can't even play anymore. Who knows? Because it's been a few years now of all these suspensions, and he's not even cleared yet. So this is what Jay Glazer wrote on Tuesday, that the deal is said to be worth $2 million in base salary with up to $4 million in incentives. He hasn't played in the NFL since 2015. Now, he applied for reinstatement in 2016, but was turned down. Now he's trying again. Nothing is official. This guy was a first-round pick in 2011. We're in 2020. Okay? 33 sacks in his first 2 seasons. Now he's had all kinds of DUIs and all kinds of problems. And so who even knows if he's able to even stay straight from now to the beginning of the season. I don't even know if they're going to approve him to get through. I get it. Cowboys want pass rush. You can't have enough pass rush. If you can find a guy, you add him. And they're trying to make a Super Bowl run. And if this idiot wants to screw his head on right, maybe he's half the player he used to be. Half the player is still pretty good when it comes to Aldon Smith, because Aldon Smith was an elite pass rusher. We're talking about a guy that is as good as anybody in wrecking anything that's going on in your backfield. One of the best. So now that's the gamble. I'm going to bring on a guy. It's not going to cost me much. If he turns out to be a stud, we get a hell of a bargain. It's kind of what the Dolphins did with Devontae Parker last year. That they had him in that 2-year deal, team option for the second, and he went and blew up. And so then they renegotiated a new contract, but they had the leverage because they had 1 more year left. But the agent and Devontae, they don't want to play on that 1 year because he's had plenty of injuries in his history. He suffers another injury, he has no shot at big paydays. So he can't ask for an enormous amount of money because it's only, half a season, 60% of the season that you were shining before you signed that deal? So you can't go. And so that's why Miami got a great deal on Parker. $10 million a year for a guy that easily could be a $15, $20 million receiver. It's a pretty good bargain. Now, of course, they need him to stay healthy. That would be the key. But again, that's kind of what they're doing. And the Cowboys are doing the same thing with Aldon Smith. He has no leverage. None whatsoever. And he probably has no money left by this time. With all the trials and everything that's gone on, all the screw-ups, that guy probably has no money. He's desperate for this money. So Cowboys
basically, he would get a paycheck from Dallas and he would hand it to his lawyer?
Yeah, basically. And the government, because he probably owes his share of taxes too. That's the reality of where we're in, man. So there you go. So yeah, Aldon Smith ends up signing a 1-year deal with the Cowboys. That's crazy. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. That is like a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter. Tass Mellis is set to join us at 2 o'clock. So we'll have a little fun with Tass. And We'll get his thoughts on the NBA season, if it's going to happen, by the way. Who knows? For those of you watching, give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Help us get to 2,000, by the way, because we need a few more subscribers to get to 2,000. We're at 1,900 and something, so let's get to that 2,000 mark, which would be a beautiful thing. What do we have on the chat board here? Let's see. It looks like you guys are all talking to each other, basically. Nothing for me. No. Yeah, it's everybody's going on with everybody else. Alex Rodriguez chimes in. Morning, Big O. There you go. Way to go, A-Rod.
Are you feeling left out, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling left out on my own chat board. Everybody's because I think everybody's arguing with RC in the 305 is what it is. That's what I think they're doing. They're trying to knock some sense into him, which I've already noticed that those Chris Greer guys, you can't knock any sense into any of them. They're all dead set on that the guy's not going to get it done, and then when he does have success, they'll credit everybody else and they'll say, nah, he's just getting lucky. He hasn't done anything, because of course, no, he didn't hire Flores either. That came by osmosis. That must have been by luck that it happened, that he just floated in and became the guy. Let me tell you about Murias Dental. I tell you all the time, whether it's Invisaligns or implants, or listen, let me tell you right now, if you got some tooth pain right now, you got a cavity, and you're stuck at home right now, don't live in pain. We're going to be in our homes for a while. We're going to be locked down for a while, for several weeks, couple months probably. You don't want that situation to get worse. Call Murias Dental right now, 305-821-0231. Call Eric. I would never tell you to go somewhere where I wouldn't do it myself. They are amazing. I'm telling you, I'm trying to straighten out my teeth, which is working, which is a beautiful thing. You got to go check it out for yourself. If you want to get a crown, or let's get you out of pain, you want to clean the teeth, call Murias Dental, 305-821-0231. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Murias Dental. Go to the website, muriasdental.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welcome back. 1841 North State Road 7, baby. Yes. It's a beautiful thing out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Steve Ostrov is out here ready to make you a deal. There's Herbie out there. I mean, some great people ready to make you a deal here at 1841 North State Road 7. My man, Tass Mellis, will be joining us at the top of the hour. So we'll have a little fun with Tass. And, you know, we've got this coronavirus pandemic going on, and we're all trying to avoid it. We're all trying to do our parts to avoid it. And Bill Belichick is doing his part to help out. Now, he had a message for those of you out there, especially you Texas students, you idiots that go to Cabo, and 80% of you picked it up along the way. You guys got to listen, okay? All right? Bill Belichick, the man with 6 Super Bowl titles, has got a message for everybody out there.
Hello, this is Bill Belichick. I want to reach out to you in these uncertain and unprecedented times to let you know that I and the New England Patriots are behind you. We are all in this together. Thank you to our heroic medical professionals, doctors, nurses, medical workers, and others who are selflessly and courageously doing their job to take care of others in need. We have heard your stories and seen some of your great work. You are truly champions and warriors. We are facing a difficult opponent. It will take teamwork, discipline, and commitment to do the right things all the time. That includes staying at home. I encourage everyone to shelter in place for as long as necessary as we fight this virus together. There are plenty of things we cannot do right now, but let's focus on what we can do. We can adapt, we can adjust, and we can make better decisions right now for the betterment of the future. As I tell our team, let's keep stringing good days together, and we will get through this.
There you go. Did you notice that speech, one, mechanical as hell, no personality, right? And then the other one, it's like he's addressing his football team. Let's control what we can control, guys, okay? Let's stay in our homes. He just did it more in a monotone way. You know what I'm saying? No rah-rah, no intensity. But it really, if you listen to the speech, it's kind of like he treated you like you were on the Belichick team at this moment. And this is the game plan to beat the corona. I mean, listen, he has guided 6 teams to titles. He was a defensive coordinator for 2 other championships. This is a man that knows how to navigate through a lot of things. Listen to Bill Belichick. Listen to his game plan. Follow the game plan from Bill Belichick, and you will be corona-free. Not talking about the beer either. We got nothing against the beer. Okay? Don't want to be corona-free in that sense.
You know what this reminded me of?
It was totally like a coach, bro.
You know, I'm sure that there was some phone calls. Hey, Bill, did you see what Nick did?
Yeah.
Huh? What? What? Nick did? Wait, I got to go. I got something to do.
Larry David did it. Come on. You got to love that.
Nick trying to one-up Bill.
Joan Hernandez says, love your show, Big O. I don't want a quarterback this year. Build a team and next get a quarterback. Well, I mean, you don't control that. You know what I mean, Joan? What you do is if it's there for you, you take it. But you don't force it by trading 600 picks for Burrow or trade up for an injury-prone Tua. That doesn't make any sense. Now, if he falls to you at 5 and you want to take that chance, I get it. I understand. May not agree with it, but I understand it. Luis Vasquez Jr. says, what's up, Big O? City of Corona, California and county have put into effect face masks to be worn while in public. Interesting. I would wear my face mask if it wasn't that it muzzles the voice. So, and like I've told you, and I've showed it to you, I have it in my car. I have a face mask. I got my N95 right there, baby. How high would you draft Love? Call of Duty 1, number 18, my brother. That's where I would pick Love. Okay? I would take for me, projects are the second half of the first round. Really talented projects. Really second round is where you would take him. But Jordan Love, with the amount of ability that he has and what he did in 2019, there's no way he lasts the second round. This is too much of a desperate league for quarterbacks. So I don't think that's going to happen. Okay? So there you go. Those are some of the questions that are coming in on the chat board. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. And from Bill Belichick's message to all of you out there and how to keep up with all of this. We have another strange development that I saw yesterday as I was preparing for the show. There are teams that I don't know what it is, but they kind of like, I guess they love to, I don't know, they love to be mediocre. Like Bills Bears. They've got a team that's pretty close to Super Bowl, but somehow or another, hey, let's, trade up for Trubisky, who's a one-year wonder. And now that we know he sucks and that he's really not going to ever grow into a franchise guy, let's compound the mistake by adding Nick Foles, give up a draft pick, and pay him a boatload of money, right? And there are certain teams that you just like, you're looking at them like, okay, do you guys get it? Do you understand? And the Bears, the sad part is that if you're a Bears fan, you're watching your window of opportunity close. You had a Super Bowl caliber team that if you settle the quarterback position, you might challenge for a title. The Jags had that. Yeah, they had that a couple years ago. That defense was loaded. Now you look at it, they're no longer that team anymore. They don't have that defense. They lost several players from that defensive team, including their best cornerback. So this is a team that is now a shell of what they used to be on defense. They're in the process of trying to get the best deal possible for their defensive end in Ngakoue, which, again, your best sack guy and you want to trade him. I mean, these are things that it just, wow, you're going to rebuild after you never took advantage of what you built the first time around. Okay? You had a Super Bowl caliber team. All you needed to do was fix the damn quarterback. And you go from Blake Bortles to Nick Foles. And now you got the porn stash there. Okay? So, now comes that the Jags may be interested in Andy Dalton. It's like, really, man? Like, you never learn. They have seen decent quarterbacking because the guy's name was Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell was a good quarterback, bro. Athletic, lefty, could run around, could throw on the run. Mark Brunell would be so perfect in today's football. I mean, incredibly perfect in today's football because he was athletic, could throw the ball, was accurate, good teammate, never have to worry about him getting in trouble, good leader, was a religious dude, I think. All of that. I mean, this was a hell of a player. And he put up some numbers for hell. They got to an AFC championship game. So he must have been pretty damn good. So it's not like that city hasn't seen some pretty good quarterbacks. They have. And so now you've gone through this thing that you saw what Blake Bortles is and how limited he is. Nick Foles, yeah, he won a championship, but that's because it was just the perfect storm for him. He went to Kansas City and he showed you that he flopped because he's not that guy, and yet you still bring him there. Now you got rid of him. And so now the talk is that you're going to bring in Andy Dalton? I mean, this is the kind of thing that frustrates you as a fan. Like for us as Dolphin fans, what we've gone through for 20 years. Now I think we're going to now see the light of day, and now I think, way better days are ahead with us because I think we got real good people in the front office now that they're going to be doing. You're not going to hit on everything. You're not going to make every great decision, but more often than not, they're going to be really good decisions, and you're going to see this team make strides. Positive. I believe that. But if you're Jacksonville, this is how you want to rebuild? This is how the story goes. According to Dave Clark from the Cincinnati Enquirer, says that he's hearing Andy Dalton will play in 2020, but they don't know where. The Jaguars might be a destination for Dalton. In an interview with Phil Smith and James Johnson of the Believe in the Jags podcast, Ian Rappaport suggested that he doesn't see Cam Newton or Jameis Winston as Jacksonville quarterback candidates, but he expects the Jags to consider Dalton if he's a free agent. The quarterback that I would see with Jacksonville would be Andy Dalton, but only if he's free. That would be if he got released by the Bengals, and I haven't gotten the sense that he's going to get released by the Bengals, at least not anytime soon. But if he got released by the Bengals, I would imagine the Jags would have some interest in him as a backup to kind of push and help Gardner Minshew. And the salary would be right, and all of that would be the one that I would sort of keep an eye on rather than Newton or Winston. And I understand the thinking that Dalton, you could sign him and he would come in as the backup and would wait patiently. Newton and Winston probably would not want to wait patiently behind Gardner Minshew. They would have the attitude like, no, dude, I'm better than that guy. You got to start me. No, if I'm going there, I got to compete with Gardner Minshew for the job, whereas Andy Dalton's going to come in, and Andy will probably be released like when they get to 53. I mean, that's a really low thing to do on their part. The decent thing would be to release him already. Once you draft Burrow, release him and then move on. And at least the guy who played for you, was good with you, reward him. Show a little class. It's, unless you can trade him. If somebody will trade for him, then, hey, man, more power to you. But if you're the Jags and you're a Jags fan out there and you're watching this, it's just depressing to hear that, your team is associated with Andy Dalton for whatever reason. Because Gardner Minshew, I still don't believe he's the guy. I do like his craftiness in the pocket at times. That I will give him. He has that knack, something that Ryan doesn't have. But I still am not convinced that he's the guy. So there's a good chance that whoever's number 2 in Jacksonville is going to play. So that means Dalton's going to play, and that gives me no hope whatsoever because Andy Dalton's never given me any kind of hope because he's just a guy. I saw that, and it was like, wow, man. Really? You're going to bring in Andy freaking Dalton? Are you out of your mind? That is, I got to tell you. And kudos, by the way, to the Patriots. I thought that was really, really cool. I don't know if you guys saw this. And I know I'm in Dolphin country. I know our show is a lot of Dolphins, a lot of Dolphin insight that we talk about and all that. And yeah, I love my Dolphins. But I'm objective here, okay? And this is about humanity. And humanity doesn't have a political side. It doesn't have a religion. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a sex. It doesn't have a sexual orientation. We are all in this together, okay? And so kudos, monster kudos to the New England Patriots. At 3:38 a.m. on Wednesday morning, the Patriots team plane departed from an unusual locale, Shenzhen, China. I don't know how it's pronounced. Whatever. On board the Boeing 767 in the cargo hold, used to be Tom Brady's duffel bags, were 1.2 million N95 masks bound for the United States. So, Robert Kraft, sir, awesome. Nice job by you. I don't know if you ordered this plane to go to China to pick up the masks while you're at the Asian Day Spa, but it doesn't matter, bro. You shouldn't be at the Asian Day Spa because of the coronavirus. So unless that lady has a 6-foot arm. Not sure. But even that, did she wash her arm? Did she wash her hand? Be careful there, Mr. Kraft. But outside of all kidding aside, okay, all kidding aside, no massages, no day spas, kudos, okay? Awesome job by the Patriots. Awesome job by Robert Kraft. I love that there are, local companies here in South Florida that are making masks and helping out our medical teams all across the country that are sacrificing their lives to save ours, by the way. So nice job. I saw that by Robert Kraft, and I was like, wow, man, that is super cool because we need people like this all across the country making things happen because obviously the government can't do it all. Just can't. There's no government in the world that's really going to be able to sustain their entire country. That's just not going to be possible. So we're going to need some people that are very comfortable in this world and that they've got a couple of bucks to spare and they can do some things, okay? And in different ways. This is Robert Kraft and his company finding a way to bring masks here. Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu, God bless you guys. You are paying your Panther employees through the pandemic, whereas the Boston Bruins owner fired 80% of his. That's a complete low-life move. One billionaire said, hey, man, I got to spend $1 million paying my employees for the next couple of months. I'll do it. I don't care. These people have families. They're human beings. Here's the Bruins owner, total freaking lowlife. A billionaire over and over, and he can't pay his employees in their time of need. So we need people like this all across the country that have got, the cash, the power, the influence. Use it, baby. Use it. People need you, man. So, Robert Kraft, good job by you, sir. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Also, kudos to Live Nation, okay? Kudos to Kraft. Kudos to Live Nation. Did you see what Live Nation's doing, Bill?
No, sir.
Well, Live Nation has established a charitable fund to help support concert crews around the world. It announced on Tuesday. The Crew Nation Fund will provide monetary relief for concert crew members impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, which was widely canceled concerts, festivals, and other live events since it began spreading across the U.S., Europe, and earlier this month. Crew members are the backbone of live music industry, and we hope you'll join us in supporting them through this temporary intermission until we can once again unite millions around the world through the power of live music, the company said in a statement. Crew Nation has been designed to help all the backstage staff that helps brings concerts to life, including tour managers, production managers, riggers, sound engineers, backline techs, lighting directors, designers, special effects teams, carpenters, and more. The world's largest concert promoter has committed $10 million to Crew Nation, split between $5 million donation directly to the fund and another $5 million to match contributions by artists, fans, and employees. Dollar for dollar, Crew Nation is powered by Music Forward Foundation, a charitable nonprofit organization that will administer the funds. Concerts wouldn't be possible without the crew working behind the scenes to bring them to life to help out live music crews while concerts are on a pause. Live Nation has committed $10 million to Crew Nation. Live Nation President, CEO Michael Rapino said Tuesday in an Instagram post. And by the way, Rapino and his family will personally be donating $250,000. That is cool. Because obviously there are going to be people affected, and they may not have the money, and a lot of these people kind of live like the rest of us, month to month, day to day, things like that. Now, I was thinking about this. Let me ask you something now, Bill, because I saw this article and I was reading about it, and I didn't think about this as much as I miss it, right? So the pandemic ends, right? What happens after the pandemic? Because a new survey suggested that more than half of the concert attendees in the United States may not be buying tickets for a considerable period of time after the coronavirus restrictions are lifted. Billboard recently reported that the live music industry in the U.S. has been expecting a 30% year-over-year income during 2020 with more than 50 million advance tickets sold. Lockdown regulations instead forced the sectors to a halt, with losses expected to be in the region of 10 to 12 billion if the ban continues through July. In the survey reported by Variety, 47% of 1,000 consumers said the idea of going back to a major public event would scare me for a long time. 44% said they would attend fewer such events. A total of 56% said their next ticket purchase would take place anywhere from a few months to possibly never after live music returns to major indoor venues. The survey also suggested that hygiene issues would retain high awareness after pandemic recedes, with 2/3 citing long-lasting concerns over revenue, over venues, sanitation, food service areas, while 59% saying they remain worried about general proximity to strangers. I didn't think about that, but, you go to concerts and you're like a sardine, and you got people all over you, and they're all coughing, wheezing, screaming, and yelling and singing, and so there's just spit all over the air. I mean, I'm just being honest, bro. I'm just being honest.
So are you going as the Lord of the Wastelands with your mask on?
So we go mask, glasses, everything? Is that what you do? You go to concerts that way? You know what? I could see a lot of people doing that at first. Gloves, glasses, and mask.
In the beginning, for sure. And actually, this is probably, honestly, man, this thing, I could see this becoming a regular thing, especially, like you said, if you're getting on an airplane.
Yeah, those of you that are watching right now, all right, give me an answer on the chat board. How long will it take for you to go to a concert? Will you go to a concert? Because you know me, if you follow this show, we go to tons of concerts. And now that I'm thinking about it, I may have to kind of, reassess this whole thing. Maybe I don't know, maybe you get suites, like if it's in an arena, you get a suite ticket.
Yeah, but you're still, the suites, we've been there.
Right.
You're in a room with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, no, you're
right.
And
then you get to maybe walk down to the area and you're sitting with them.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. Just, that's weird, man. I didn't think about that right away. As much as I've missed live shows, I just did not think about going to a live show right away.
Going through a metal detector, you're going to pat me down. Dude, you're not 6 feet away. Get that? What do you mean you're going to pat me down?
That's right. Right, but they'll be patting you down with gloves too now.
Yeah, but you're still not 6 feet away.
Right? No, you're right. You're right. But no, the restrictions have been lifted, so you don't have to be 6 feet away. So what would you guys do out there? Let me see what that, to me, that's where this whole thing becomes, this is how this changes everything. Right? Now when you're in line in the grocery store, you're going to want to be apart from people now. You're going to see lines are going to be a little longer because the space in between people are going to be a little longer because you're not going to trust. And here's the thing that's going to go on in your head is there another virus that I don't know about to explode? And I don't want to be the one to catch it. Right? That's got to go through your mind. You've got to be concerned about another virus. It's only natural. This one came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it's taken hold of the entire planet. Practically every country's facing something, and several are facing some serious losses. I just never thought of all of everything that was involved and how much it would affect my life. Because as much as I love concerts, I read that article and I was like, oh man, you know what? It might be a while before I'm actually comfortable going to a concert. I don't know. What do? Do you like get the last seat at the top of the arena where you know nobody's going to be?
Well, you want a euchre?
You get a euchre seat, which that to me, I'm such a concert snob that I can't do those things. It's just not me, bro. I can't. I gotta find a way to get close as possible to the stage.
The only way you're away and up on that platform or in the,
I had no choice.
You're in a suite. Okay.
Right. Maybe. Yeah. Or I had no choice. Like Rush. I saw Rush in the third level at the Tampa Bay because it was the last concert. I bought one ticket. I was like by myself, and that was the only ticket I could get. It was sold out. Obviously, Rush's last show ever in Florida, so it was one of those deals.
BB&T, actually, the last time we saw Rush.
And by the way, now that I think about it, with Pert passing away, wow, do I appreciate going to that concert more than ever.
I should have gone.
Oh man, we were in Disney World. I was with my wife and my daughter staying in Disney World. And I go to my wife, hey, I'm going to go see Rush in Tampa. I'll be back later. She's like, go ahead, go for it. And sure enough, I drove over to Tampa. I remember, I doubt he's watching right now, but IBM was out there. My man, the International Black Man, was out there. Friend of the program, friend of mine. And we hung out a little bit before the show. And he went in the show too, but we weren't sitting together. We went out, had a couple drinks. And so, yeah, I remember that. It was a good time. And again, I am so blessed that I was able to go to that show now that we, losing Neil Peart. But, man, reading that article, it's going to take a while for me to be comfortable as long as I can wear a mask and glasses and all, maybe I'll do it that way. Maybe I'll just cover myself up and, that's it. I have the earplugs on, so nothing can get in my ears. So I'll be able to hear perfectly, and the sound won't bother me. I'll have my shades on, all right? So I'll look like some kind of weirdo because I'm in the middle of a dark arena with shades. I'll have a mask on. That's as protective as I can possibly, and gloves. So I guess that's the best I could do, bro. I may have to do that. Who knows?
Yeah, but think about this. How long is it going to be before we actually have shows?
I don't know. It's a great question.
I mean, you said
it's a phenomenal question because they have.
What was Metallica and Greta over in Brazil?
Yeah,
is what, October?
December.
It's December.
Yes, it's December.
Oh, that's right. I remember right before December 18th, 17th, something like it was. I remember thinking.
Yeah, we got to turn things around quickly if I want to go to Sao Paulo and see Metallica and Greta. I want to go to that concert badly. And also Guns N' Roses in Dominican Republic. Oh, I want to go to that show.
You know what, man? I don't see it, man. I don't see it.
Don't do that to me. Let's see. StubHub is not refunding any money. Well, it's not you don't buy the tickets from StubHub, dude. Why would they refund any money, my brother? Oh, that's Mike. It's Ticketmaster. that would be refunding. StubHub is a secondary market where you sell your tickets. You're buying it from another individual. There's no refunds there. Mike, it's not 420. You might have started a little early. Until they find the vaccine, maybe you will go to a show. You know, you might be right. You might be right. You might be right. Let's see. I'll still be going to concerts. Just wash your hands more often. Okay? All right. Luis Vasquez Jr. says Cali Roots was postponed for October. It's a 3-day event. We are actually going to have a discussion about it this weekend. Yeah, but you know, the problem is we can discuss all we want about that, but until the pandemic's over, we really can't make any plans. We can't make any plans for July or August or September or November or December because we really don't know when this thing is done. And then we don't know how much it's going to set all of us back financially, that then we have to then gain our foothold financially to then have the discretionary income to go out and enjoy ourselves. Because first and foremost, whatever income is going to come in, what's it for, ladies and gentlemen? Bills and our family, right? So that's where, you know, there's a lot of layers to all of this. There really is. All right, let's take a quick break. We are coming to you live, baby, from Toyota of Hollywood. They've got 90 days, no payments out here. All right, so if you buy or lease a vehicle, you're going to have 90 days. So come on out here. Tell them that Big O sent you. 1841 North State Road 7. Steve Ostrov and the great people out here ready to take care of you. Tell them that Big O sent you at Toyota of Hollywood.
Way to help police officers.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET. On 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We're back.
This is the Big O Show.
Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. Appreciate all of you locking it in, tuning in on the program. We're here every day for you. Make sure you give us a little love. Make sure you give us the thumbs up and the like, and then also the share button. Get the share button and grab that link and share it with a friend, man. Send it on text, post it on Facebook, on Twitter, all that good stuff. And tell the folks we're here every day, man, right around 11 a.m. Sometimes we come on a little earlier. Sometimes we come on a little later, but it's usually 11 a.m. Is the average time that we're on. Tomorrow, by the way, we'll be at Craig's Inn, Acura of Pembroke Pines. We'll be out there at 15601 Pines Boulevard right at 11 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel. So come on out here and join us, and we'll have a little fun. Let's see. Bills fan boasting their chest like they won the AFC East already. I hope Fish kick them in the nuts. Hey, Bills fans, you can't beat Belichick, LOL. Okay, I guess there's a Bills fan out there that's really cocky and T-Bone is not happy with it. I guess. I don't know. All right, I don't know. They've got a whole, you guys got a whole conversation going on there on the chat board. So, but it's good. At least it's active. We got people interacting. Maybe they got a little bit of nastiness, but you know, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. Please talk about the pros and cons of Cam Newton possibly coming to Miami, allowing the team to use all their draft capital to build the team and maybe even dropping a few picks from 5 to add more draft capital from 2021. That's Joe from Canada. Joe, first of all, thank you for watching there in Canada. Here's what I would tell you about the move with Cam. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, now we've talked a little bit about this. Cam Newton you have to design the offense for him. He's not going to have a traditional drop back type offense. And so if you have Fitzpatrick, he can only run that kind of an offense. He can't run Cam Newton's offense because nobody can do what Cam Newton does. And you don't know how long Cam is going to last. He's 31. He's taken a beating. He has several concussions. He's coming off a Liz Frank injury. That foot injury is one of those things several guys have come back from it, and several guys have suffered setbacks from it, and they're not the same. You don't know what Cam is going to be like, and Cam is not a traditional drop-back passer. So, again, everything changes. So the offense you're running right now with Fitzpatrick, you would have to then scrap it and run a completely different offense. Fitzpatrick cannot back up Cam because he can't do the things Cam does. So then if Cam gets injured, you will then have to then change the offense midseason and run something completely different. You can't do that. It doesn't make sense. And it also doesn't make sense that then you design an offense around a 31-year-old quarterback that you don't know how long he's going to last because, ladies and gentlemen, Joe from Canada, we've gone through this before. His name is Dante Culpepper. Dante Culpepper suffered a knee injury, and then you found out what? That he was no longer the same quarterback again because he couldn't run around with that knee. Why? Because Dante Culpepper was never a traditional drop-back passer. So a knee injury isn't going to affect Drew Brees and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. It's not going to affect certain quarterbacks because they don't need the knee. They just need to drop back and throw the damn ball. They don't need to run around and create stuff and buy themselves time.
They can't run around.
Right, they can't do that. So the knee doesn't do any good for them. But certain guys, you take the knee away from them, and they're not that guy anymore. And we found that out with Culpepper. You don't know where Cam Newton's going. You don't know how healthy that shoulder is. You don't know how healthy that foot is. He's had several concussions already in the past. How much is that going to affect him? You don't know. So if you end up making a commitment to Cam and build a team around Cam, and then Cam can't hold up, then where are you? Joe, in Canada, the Miami Dolphins have no business dealing with Cam Newton. Okay? Not because Cam's not a good guy, not because Cam can't play, not because Cam doesn't have talent. It's because Cam has way too many question marks at 31. You're a young football team building for the future. What you want to do is find a young quarterback that can grow with these guys. Not an old fart that you don't know how much he's got left and you don't even know if he can last. So I hope I've explained it thoroughly enough for you that for the Dolphins, it makes no sense whatsoever to have Cam Newton as your quarterback. Okay? There you go. Now, on a sad note, NFL agent Buddy Baker, he represents Doug Baldwin when he was in the league. He represents Jack Doyle, the tight end for the Colts. He lost both his parents to COVID-19 on Sunday. Okay? He's begging the public to stop others from suffering the same fate. He posted an emotional video on Tuesday explaining the tragic news, saying his mom and dad were in perfect health a few weeks ago. Sadly, he says both contracted the coronavirus, and the two were married for 51 years, died from complications of the disease 6 minutes apart on Sunday. I mean, you hear these stories, and guess what, folks? He couldn't be by the side of either one. He could not be there holding his dad's hand. He could not be there 6 minutes later holding his mom's hand. I mean, just in case, if you want to keep, comparing it to the cold. Oh, well, no, it's like the flu. No, it's not, bro. Somebody dies from the flu, you can be in the room. That's how bad this is. They don't even want you in the room because it's 10 times stronger than the flu. I saw that story, and that just wow.
These people that continue with this downplaying and everything, do you understand that Trump has chimed in? Even Trump gets it now.
Oh, you saw Trump's attitude yesterday? He was
yeah.
It hit him this is even talking about he was great yesterday, talking about the ship that has the 4 dead people. He's like, hey, man, look, we gotta be humane here. We gotta take care of these people, no matter where they come from and all. Because he's at a point now where he's just seeing what it is. It's just taking our world apart. People are dying all over, bro. I mean, so it's just one of those deals where
I really and truthfully, man, yesterday seeing that number 970, whatever it was, seriously, man, I could see it within a week or two, and possibly being 2,000 to 3,000 people in one day.
Yeah, we're sadly going to get to that point, but you see that?
Oh man,
yeah,
that's a lot of one day from this.
Oh. Yeah. And let me tell you, you talk about COVID-19. We've been talking about Tiger King. Joe Exotic, by the way, the star of the Netflix series, is currently serving time in prison for a murder-for-hire plot. He's been placed in coronavirus isolation, according to his husband, who was interviewed this week. Dylan Passage told Andy Cohen that his husband has been placed in isolation at his current facility after cases of the virus were reported at the previous jail that he was serving in. So now they've got him away. Not that he has it, but again, they've got to make sure that he doesn't have it. Okay? Now, you all know, and at the top of the hour, we're going to talk to Tass Mellis and Tass's podcast, No Dunk Inc., for The Athletic. Very popular. He and Skeets and all the boys, they do a really good job talking basketball. and we're going to talk to him at 2 o'clock. But you know there's been ideas floated around how you get the NBA started again and all that, right? Well, Paul Pierce had a really interesting idea. Now, are you ready for this? Okay? Because everybody's got an idea. Hey, you know, we come up with these cities. We create little cities where everybody, all the players will be and everybody will hang out. Well, Paul Pierce says that, you know, people like former NBA player Jay Williams have suggested games take place on cruise ships, which has been done for college basketball back in the day, right? They did it, I think, in 2019. So Paul Pierce has some ambitious plans for the upcoming season. He says, despite there's no official confirmation that the place even exists, Paul Pierce believes Area 51, yeah, the one made famous by movies and documentaries and aliens and all that stuff, he says that's the perfect place to play the remaining games. He says right away, several issues arise from the idea, even if we knew about it, that the facility exists, you know, in the Nevada desert, would that be the perfect place to play all the games? You know, that's the question. Do they still have aliens there at Area 51? Does it exist? Do they have enough space? How many courts can we create? Do they have hotel space, bedroom space for tons of NBA players, trainers, coaches, broadcasters? But would the government even want us there? Do they still have some stuff there that's secret? Did they ever have anything in there that was secret? That's the question. And do they even want to risk that place to allow anybody with coronavirus in there? Do they want to keep it pristine? Is it pristine? I don't know. Did an alien bring a virus to Area 51? I mean, that's some crazy stuff by Paul Pierce. My man wants to go to Area 51, a place that none of us even know about. Like, we don't know. Like, it could be like a tiki hut that's like, 10 by 10. And we think it's like this big place that's hidden underground, 1,000 feet. Not even a nuclear device can get to it, that kind of stuff.
They fly the people in there. You know that?
I guess.
Like most of the workers, they get flown in.
Okay. Well,
like you don't just, okay, I'll see you later. Can you open up the gate? I'm leaving.
They can Mickey has a chartered plane. It can fly right in. That's all. That's all. Let's go. Let's do it. Area 51. I mean, what I want to know is, did Paul Pierce come up with that after the first or second bowl? That's all I'm saying. I mean that when you come up with, we'll play basketball in Area 51, you got to be high, right? You're smoking some green Martian stuff. That's what you're doing, bro. And you come up with Area 51. Out of all places, you don't even know how the place is. You don't know how big it is. You don't know if they have any space for you. Let's go to Area 51. I love that. That's fantastic.
Can I play sound for a change?
What do you got? What you got?
Well,
what you got?
It was that hilarious guy.
Oh, the mayor?
Asking the crooks to chill.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys heard this. It was a mayor or governor. I forgot what it was. But he was, he wants people to adhere to the coronavirus pandemic and to be responsible out there, right?
He didn't leave anybody out.
Yeah, no. So there's a group of individuals in our community. They're called criminals. So he wanted to address the criminals. He, besides just normal people, he wanted to address the criminals. Go ahead.
The way to help police officers don't commit a crime, and then you won't need us, okay? So the best way to keep our police officers, first responders safe, and let me just make my plea. Until the coronavirus is resolved, criminals take a break, okay? Stay home. Okay, stay home and don't commit any crimes. And that way, they'll stay safe and out of jail. And police officers will stay safe and can go home to their families. Okay? So everybody chill. Crooks, criminals, you chill. Wait till the coronavirus is over. Okay? And then we'll all be okay. All right, thank y'all so much.
There you go. So crooks, criminals, drug dealers, let's hold off on your activity while the coronavirus pandemic is going on. Once the coronavirus pandemic has subsided and it's gone, let's go, baby. It's looting, robbing, stealing. It's all on, baby. It's all on. Let's go. I mean,
the crook is sitting there going, hey, man, I got to make a living, okay? I got to work.
I mean, although, I mean, everybody's home now. This is not the time to break into homes. Right? It's not good timing to break into homes because now there's a good chance everybody's home.
You did see the story of the lady up in Florida that a guy broke into the house and she shot him.
Yeah. I mean, come on, dude. I get it if you break into businesses because there's a lot of them that are empty right now. That makes sense. You got to be an incredibly stupid criminal to be breaking into homes when everybody's been limited to their homes. You know? Hey, Holmes, you want to go to the businesses, man. You don't want to go to the homes, Holmes. You know what I'm saying? Kind of want to stay away from that. But I like that, he wanted to remind criminals to, stay chill.
And asking so that our officers don't have to come in contact with you so they could go home.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go to jail.
Exactly.
Wait till things are okay, and then the cops will come and get you, and then you can go to jail.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, criminals have a lot of things to think about here. First of all, you break into a home that somebody has corona, you now have stolen corona too, along with whatever you're going to steal. Okay? Now, if you're a corona-free criminal, okay, you might get sent to jail and then you're put in a cell with somebody that has corona. Or you're in the food line and you pick up corona. Or you're in the shower and you pick up corona. So all of a sudden now you got sent to jail and now you got corona. And your health care in a prison may not be that good, so you don't want to get, you know what I'm saying, corona in a prison. So if you're a criminal, you want to stay away from prison/corona because the more you go out there, the more you risk getting corona from somebody's home or from a prison. So criminals, limit your criminal activity. Don't break into homes and businesses. Don't risk getting corona, and don't go getting sent to jail because you might end up like Tiger Joe, and then then you're in a real big problem. So there you go. Just looking out for you criminals out there. That's all. I just want to share a little love with the criminals out there. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Remember, on the 18th, we're supposed to have UFC 249. Dana White is doing everything in the world. Maybe he'll try to hold it in Area 51. I have no idea. But in this whole craziness, okay, that they're trying to set up this whole thing, Tony Ferguson now, because Khabib Nurmagomedov is stuck in Russia, Ferguson now wants Nurmagomedov to get his title stripped. Nurmagomedov wrote on Wednesday on social media that he is in quarantine and essentially out of what would have been his UFC lightweight title defense on the 18th against Ferguson. So Ferguson then says he should be stripped of his title. The UFC, by the way, has vowed that it will press on with the card despite Nurmagomedov's apparent absence, and Ferguson has given every indication that he will stay on the card against a new opponent, Justin Gaethje, another top light heavyweight contender, has been offered to Ferguson, though the fight is not a done deal yet. Ferguson says, it doesn't matter who we have, we're going to try to make this thing go. At least some of the people in the world have a little bit of hope. The guys that are really doing it are the doctors and nurses and the people taking care of everybody. If we can do a little bit of our part and try to make something happen, I'm down with that. UFC, by the way, still needs to find a location for the fight in the middle of this pandemic. Ferguson says he's always willing to fight anytime or anywhere. He, of course, made fun of Nurmagomedov. He obviously knew what he could do to help save this card. He didn't want to take any of those chances. Everybody's taking risks trying to do it. He bailed out, man. It's pretty hard to explain, but he bailed out. Now, Nurmagomedov is doing the responsible thing. Tony Ferguson can act like Mr. Tough Guy and, hey, yeah, I'm doing whatever I can to make sure this fight. Dude, you're willing to travel. You're willing to go to places. You're willing to put yourself at risk. And you don't know what's going to happen. Just because you're healthy doesn't mean you will survive the virus. It's taken down plenty of people that are not healthy. That are healthy, I'm sorry. Obviously, if you have a pre-existing condition, you are a serious disadvantage. But Tony Ferguson is sounding ignorant. He doesn't sound smart. He's not doing something necessarily smart. And neither is Dana White. Because you are taking some kind of risk that you don't have to. I get it. You'll test everybody. You'll have few people around. You only need to test the fighters and the trainers. So all of that, I get that. But you're still putting people at risk because they have to travel to places. They're going to have to touch things. They're going to have to go through things. They're going to have to. It's just not that simple. So let's not make it sound like they're heroes. Okay, the heroes are the doctors and the nurses. And those of you staying at home, by the way, those of you that are staying away from people, you're also heroes. Ferguson, he might be taking this a little too serious. It's nice for all of us to have some things to get our minds off of this, and we want some entertainment. But, I think none of us want to see people put at risk either. That's not fun. That story that I read for you from Buddy Baker. Come on, man. You know what it is that man lost his parents this past weekend? They were perfectly healthy, obviously happy, married together, 51 years. It's amazing. And now he doesn't have those parents anymore because of this virus. The attitude a couple of weeks ago was, remember? It was like, well, old people are dying. Yeah, we had people like, it's like
it'll come, it'll go. It's going to pass.
Yeah, it didn't matter that old people are dying. They only have a couple years left, so who cares if they check out a little earlier? It's like, really, dude? That's the way you're going to think? Yeah, it's not affecting younger people and healthier. It's only affecting the old farts. Like they're not important to people. It's just odd. All right, let's wrap up this hour. We are at Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7, over 400,000 square feet. State of the art, baby. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. And it's 1841 North State Road 7. Come on by. 90 days, no payments. So whether you buy or lease, you will get 90 days off to help you through this tough stretch here. Tell them that Big O sent you, and trust me, they will take care of you here at 1841 North State Road 7. We're going to talk a little basketball with Taz Melis next, right here on The Big O Show.
Hey, Twitter world,
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opa-locka, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back. We're going to call Taz Melis now in a minute and get him on. If you want to get in on the program, you can always reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, which is 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always on Instagram too, Big O Radio Show. And don't forget to give us the thumbs up there on the broadcast. Subscribe too while you're listening and watching. We welcome Michael Guerrero, says great show, listening from the Windy City. We appreciate that. King Android is also chiming in on the program. Although we have somebody sending in like a whole bunch of language that I can't understand. It's like Arabic or something.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me the Ohos were back.
No, not the Ohos. No, it's just somebody that it looks like it's some. It might be another bot. Who knows? I guess. I guess once we have many bots coming in and out, I guess we're becoming a little popular. I guess because they're seeing more traffic.
Is that how you're going to look at it?
I guess, right? I mean, like if you had no traffic, why would they go there, right? You know what I'm saying?
You know what, man? That's a really good point.
Yeah. Myron says, "Oh, all the trolls need to be blocked." Okay, I don't know how to really block people. That's my problem. Okay? So I don't know. Although King Android says, I learned English. I am from Saudi Arabia. All right, but you got to stay with English, brother. Nobody's going to understand Saudi Arabia. We don't speak the language, my brother. Okay? No Arabic here. So it's like we're all American. So, you know, putting all that Arabic language, it's like, what the hell is he saying? We have no idea what the hell you're saying. You know
there
what I'm
are
saying?
Converters, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
he could,
but I don't have time for that.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm saying him.
Yeah. Oh,
He could
yeah.
use a converter.
Right. Hala Wolfelin says hi. Well, hello, Hala. I have, and then says bye. Okay. All right. Love that. I started looking at some of the, I see a lot of the same names.
Is it 420 in their world? They got to go. They got something to do.
It could be. Could be. Danny's also chiming in with a hello. He says, man, if I had $1 for every time Big O says Corona, I would be rich. Yeah. Listen, if you had a $1 for anybody saying Corona, we'd be all filthy rich. All you need is $1 for every time somebody says Corona in the planet in the last hour. Can you imagine how much that? Now, that would be a lot of money. That would be really sweet, actually, if we could do that. All right, let's see if we could get Tass on and have a little fun with Tass and talk a little basketball with him. I got a couple of things that I want to talk to Tass about. Tass, by the way, for those of you that don't know, because I told the story yesterday, Tass is the guy that purchased the program for $125, that he thought it was a Vince Carter autographed program, and it was Alvin Williams. And so Tass was posting it on Twitter to kind of show off that he had this program signed by Vince Carter. Vince saw it because he tagged Vince Carter with it. He goes, no, this is my Vince Carter signed program. So Vince saw it, tweeted him back, and said, hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's not my signature. That's Alvin Williams' signature. And so then Tass, made some fun of himself, and he goes, no wonder I was the only guy bidding on this thing. And so I said, we got to get Tass on. Anyway, there's a couple of basketball subjects I want to get his thoughts on while he's battling the coronavirus like the rest of us, trying to stay corona-free, because that's the race for us right now, is just to try to stay corona-free. Do we have him? Are we ready?
He didn't answer.
Okay. We are trying to get in contact with Tass, and we'll see. John Viados says Isaiah Simmons with the 5th pick would be a monster. Kenneth Cleveland says, hey, Big O, how are you? We are great, sir. We are fantastic. We are doing awesome, and we appreciate all of you for tuning in. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up while you're tuning in and to share the link with folks out there. Appreciate that, as always, if you can share the link, which is always good. Send it on Twitter, Facebook. Send it to somebody on a text. Somebody that likes sports talk may be interested in this program on a daily basis, since we're here for you pretty much Monday through Friday, sometimes even on weekends. Like this past Sunday, we did a draft podcast. So you never know. If stuff breaks over the weekends, I'll address it at times, things like that. So that's why we tell you to subscribe, so you can get the heads up when we're on Twitter, or you can subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play at Big O Radio Show is the way you find it all the time, which is a beautiful thing. Dougie Fresh says, oh, what's the shirt? Oh, this is a U2 shirt. This is from New York City. That was when I went to see U2 4 times in a week. It was once in Jersey at the arena where the Devils play. I forgot the name of that arena. And then 3 times at Madison Square Garden. So that was cool. That was very, very, very cool. So, yeah, 4 times. Yeah, that was enough to see him, right? 4 times in a week. It was good, too, because we saw him in different angles. We got different spots on the floor every single time, which was great. That was good. That tour was absolutely exceptional. So, yeah, today we are sporting one of our U2 New York shirts. Terry Robisky says, hey, Big O, love from the Bahamas. Which lineman do you like? I think tackle at 5 would be great. As I've said 1,000 times, Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa would be my selection at number 5. He plays both tackle sides. He's a year younger than those guys. So I like the upside with this guy and the fact that he's also a little younger, so you can keep him for an extra year. So Tristan Wirfs would be my guy. You can't get in contact with him? What's the deal?
No, I sent him a text.
Okay. All right. We are going to wrap it up here on the show. We'll get him tomorrow. If not, that's all good. We thank, of course, Steve Ostrov, all the great people out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Tomorrow, we're going to be at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, like we do every week. Every Thursday, we're here. Every Friday, we're there. Next week, by the way, we'll be at VSS West Pines on Wednesday. We'll be here Thursday, and we'll be at Acura on Friday. So if you happen to be in the area and you want to come by and say hi, always appreciate it. All of you out there watching on YouTube, thank you as always for your amazing support. Those of you listening, downloading, supporting however it is you do, we appreciate it as always. We will see you tomorrow as always. Same time, same place, same bat channel, 11 a.m., ready to rock and roll. Be good out there.
Y'all stay safe.